hurt.
And to me, it's nauseating. It's absolutely nauseating because
multiple mental health clinicians said that Derek had limited intellectual ability and was not capable of consenting.
Congratulations.
Boom. Right? Change soccer in America forever.
Hella bugs out here. Bro, I can't keep caressing my leg, boy. Trying to get freaky out here.
Your step siblings and also husband and wife.
Yeah, I can't do any of that stuff.
That's right. Yeah, in fact, soccer can crawl up my asshole and die for all I care.
And that's what the kids do, but I'm a little older. I like that shirt tucked in.
Who the hell told you that would not be seen on television?
Anal sex is the process of inserting a penis into the anus of another partner.
Oh, shit.
The Love Boat. Ba, 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 ba. Welcome to the Straight Red Card. Love in the air tonight. Love in the air. All positive vibes. Thank you for coming here. Got a lot to cover today, Brett. I mean, it's all right. I'm exaggerating a little.
A few, Jay.
Thank you.
To start off strong. I finally got back to the bourbon ways. Woo!
You did. Good for you. I mean, you were doing really good on the no drinking thing for a while.
Yep, I was 5 days sober, and then on day 6, I hit it hard.
You're like, fuck it.
I was like, oh, well, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5.
I did want to report to one of the commentators based on the drinking stuff that we do. He said, I'm allowed to say here in front of me that this is the best beer in the world. Vester. It is the Vester Velteren from Belgium, by the way. He said, it's okay for you to say this is the best beer in the world, which, by the way, cost me $22 for this bottle.
Damn.
Delivered from Belgium, because you can't buy it anywhere in the United States.
Okay.
It was worth the experience. It was amazing. My dad and I, we split it, and we were like, this is amazing. So he's right. This is probably the best beer in the world.
Sorry. There is no beer. Enjoy all beers, but there's no beer out there that's worth the $22.
Yeah, I know. But then he said, I'm not allowed to say that this beer is one of the best beers in the world. It is to me, the Golden Drac. It's not up there with the Westvelteren, but it's a damn good beer. It really is. It's top notch. Maybe it's not in the category of that, but the other one, but it's still really good. And I'm going to have one tonight. And so I'm sorry, but I still think this is a really good beer. But I did appreciate the feedback, and he's right. I shouldn't call it, like, I should say it's my opinion that it's the best beer in the world. And even then, I should probably say this is an opinion that this is my best beer in the world, because it's really expensive. Who's going to drink it and who's going to know about it? Because they make a limited amount of these, and you can only buy them online. So there you go. It's all opinion in the end, right? Drinking beer is subjective. Like, I hate IPAs except for the Two-Hearted Ale. You like IPAs. I don't. I
love me some IPAs.
Yep. So there you go. It's all a matter of taste.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So hopefully all of you are partaking with your stepsister tonight on the couch. There's so much to get into. No, not really. But there are things to get into, right? Sure. Also, wanted to point out, by the way, Chris Christopherson died late September, and we missed it.
It's so random that you brought that up, because it literally popped up in my feed.
Yeah, I think he was singing a song with Barbara Streisand.
I don't know if it was my feed on the TSRC page or my burner. So
it's so weird, because it came up because Barbara Streisand posted something about him and her, and they were singing together way back when. It was already after they already had some sort of relationship, but then they were kissing and holding hands during the song. And I get it. It's during the Star is Born movie. So they're acting, but boy, did it look natural, like really normal. And then I went back and did they have a relationship? Yes, they did. So, but anyhow, Chris Christopherson, great actor, great musician, RIP to him. Also, I will be on the MLS Moves show this week, so check that out. I think it's going to be recorded. I don't think it's going to be live, but I'll be on there. Not sure what we're going to talk about yet, but I imagine it'll be about, what Poch's roster is going to be, or the starting lineup will be after the roster is named on Wednesday. We'll be back Thursday to cover that as well here. Also, Brett, did you hear John Kerry's quote? As a longtime Democrat, not anymore, I'm an independent now. He said the following: the First Amendment stands as a major block. This is on video. I'm not making this up. To the ability to be able to have disformation or to hammer disformation out of existence. That's just basically saying all the rest of us out here are so stupid. We're not going to be able to work that out. We're so dumb. All of us are so stupid that we need a government agency to protect us from disinformation. Like, listen, it works itself out.
I think what that's saying is that we want to make sure that you're only hearing our information.
Well, yes, there's certainly an implication that comes out of that, or an assumption you can make. But the whole fact that you would even say that the First Amendment stands in the way, dude. We're Democrats. We fought for the First Amendment all my whole life, and we were okay with shit being wrong, and that it gets fixed in the discourse that happens, in this case, online or wherever. It gets fixed. It gets fixed, people. It does. We're not all morons. The most of us can tell a lie when we see it, or see a falsehood when we see it. We don't need our hands to be held. We don't need our balls to be massaged whilst you deny some story you disagree with to come to us. Let us figure it out. We're just like you, citizens. You are a citizen of the United States. I am too. And you don't get to decide what I get to read and not read, or see or not see, unless, of course, it's illegal, like child porn and all the other stuff. Okay, that's illegal for good reason, exploitative stuff. But otherwise, get out of my way. And you and Hillary Clinton need to go somewhere, because she just a week before that, I'm ashamed that I ever was a Democrat sometimes when I listen to these people. She said, yep, some of these people need to be arrested and put in jail for this shit, for disinformation. Where have we gone? I don't know where this party I supported for most of my adult life has gone. I don't understand it.
There's something similar to that with the Don Lemon and Elon Musk interview, where Don was bringing up all these instances of, like, I guess, disinformation on Twitter, but they're still there. And he's like, and Elon's like, well, is it illegal? He's like, well, no, it's just it's not right information. He goes, well, if it's not illegal, then it's not going to get removed.
So is there going to be disinformation police for false information, disinformation on soccer, U.S. soccer too? Is that going to be added to it? Or is it just going to be official government stuff the government doesn't like? Like, can U.S. soccer start making claims? Oh, Pete put out disinformation. He needs to be exiled from X. Like, we don't need that. Nobody needs that. If Pete puts out something you don't like or disagree with, or you think is disinformation, you call his ass out, like you would do with us. You call us out and say you're full of shit.
It's a slippery slope, because Doug McIntyre would be in jail right now. Because Reina's never blackmailed.
No, but Doug McIntyre, here's the difference. Doug McIntyre is a part of the mainstream media. This is all targeted towards independent media.
Sure.
Because we're not allowed to have an opinion, because they're the experts. They're the ones that graduated from Ivy League schools. We're not allowed to have an opinion. Only they are. And even though they put out more disinformation, if you're talking about CNN, Fox, MSNBC, they put out more disinformation than anybody else. And yet, they're fine. They can do it all day. Unless you're the New York Post, then you're not allowed to do it for whatever reason. So But if you're mainstream media, for the most part, you're good. You can bullshit and lie and put out false stories. But if you're an independent journalist or you're an independent person with a podcast and you say something they don't like, now you're spreading disinformation. Bullshit. Bullshit. Fuck you. Fuck off. We all get to say what we want. Deal with it. Grow up. Grow a pair of fucking balls and let us all sort it out here. That's what a democracy is, and that's what free speech is. If you don't think so, there are plenty of other countries where you can go where if you do put up an X tweet that nobody likes, you'll get arrested for, and you can move there. Because honestly, that's not what we want to be in. We don't want to be in that world where people get arrested for a disinformation tweet. All right? It's just bullshit. Now, is it all fair on social media? Who gets their shit blocked? Who doesn't? I heard the Klippenstein thing. I get it. It's not fair yet. But for the most part, we need to let this shit play itself out in public discourse because we'll all work it out. And I like the post that Adam put out, which is, yeah, if you go on X, what you usually get is all the shit on the left and all the shit on the right. You don't get what most of us are, which is somewhere sensible in the middle. There's no sensible because the things getting the biggest hits are the most controversial bits, right? Mm-hmm. Yep, that's where we are right now. The more hits is the game. So the crazier shit you say, the more hits you're going to get, the more views you get. And I don't know why. I guess if you have millions of followers, you get money for it. We don't here, so we don't play those games. So, all right. Just had to get that out because I just couldn't believe, John Kerry. I voted for that guy. That's crazy. I would never vote for him again after saying that. Never. I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole. Pete Rose died today? Get the out of here. He died before being ever inducted into the Hall of Fame, which is partially his fault, I think, because he was so stubborn about it. But at the same time,
he can get included later.
Yeah, they won't forgive him. They won't forgive him. He's kind of a pariah because he was so stubborn about it. But maybe 20 years from now, maybe Pete Rose gets in the Hall of Fame. R.I.P. Dikembe Mutombo. Yeah. Not in my house. Not in my house. Yeah. So, yeah, R.I.P.
Dikembe. I saw a clip of his on Twitter today. I forgot who he was going up against, but the guy went up to shoot, and he's like, and he did it. And then the guy got the rebound. He came back up and he did it again. He goes, come on. It was terrible to watch.
He's a great defender of the rim, no doubt about it.
Back in the day when basketball had defenders, right?
Right. I saw him as a Hawk. I saw him as a Nugget. Yeah, those were great times in basketball. Michael Jordan was still around. Yeah, great times in basketball. Yep. I mean, the game's changed. It's totally different now. Everybody bombs it from 30 yards out. I know that's an exaggeration, but that's what it looks like or seems like sometimes. So, all right, for the 115 of you here now, make sure you like, subscribe, share it with your grandma. Thank you for all being here so early in the show. I'm sure it will continue to build, and that's on Twitter and X. We will get to soccer. We do promise. For those of you who are new to the show, yes, we bullshit for a good 20 minutes before the show starts, typically, sometimes 25. All right, Brett, what else we got?
Derek, I think I've missed up on my calling of being an artist. I mean, I know I've never really expressed any interest of, art in general. But, I start watching some of these TikTok videos of people doing stuff and seeing what they're selling these canvases for. So, I mean, Derek, if you're buying a nice piece of art for your house, how much would you spend on a piece of art?
Don't. Just make my own.
Okay. Fair enough. In fairness, some of this art you could make on your own.
Well, all my album covers were made by me. They're all
even
art.
The Salt Shaker Lady girl?
Yep. I mean, it was designed by me, but it wasn't like I had a graphic artist put it together, but the concept
fair enough, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just, I watch some of these videos and I go, I could do that. So here's one, Derek. If you had an extra like 30,000 in your pocket that you need is burning a hole, you just need to get rid of it.
I have a lot of money, but not that much to burn a hole with.
You could spend $30,000 on this.
It's pretty if you're like a kindergartner. Or, I mean, there's something interesting about it. I like the concept. I would look at it once and never look at it again.
10 minutes of prep. You gotta build the whole pulley system for it to shrivel. You gotta put the canvas on wheels, whatnot. But 10 minutes of prep, and bam, $30,000, man.
Really?
I mean, that's what it says it's going for.
Wow. We're in the wrong business.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Surely we could do this on our own. All right. Well,
I mean, yes. I mean, the art itself isn't like taxing on the guy. I mean, yeah, you put the colors in there. Again, it does look nice.
we can't really see who's behind him with his pants down, though. He might have a little slot back there. He might be taxing. We don't know.
No. Well, that's fair. For a second there, I thought you were making a Big Lebowski reference.
No, I mean, it looks like there's a person with little feet behind him.
Oh, you're talking about these roller skatey looking things.
Oh, it looks like little feet. I thought there was someone.
I don't know what it is, but
I thought there was somebody directly behind him, and we can't really see where his ass ends, so we don't know what's going on while he's doing that.
I know. I'm curious. Again, he's moving there like this. How do you get so much paint on his pants?
Because he probably does other paintings besides
I know
this.
That.
I'm sorry. I'm just giving rational answers.
Answers, not cool. What show are we on, Derek? Come on.
Sorry.
Rational answers. What are we doing here? What are we doing?
What are we doing here? Anyhow, yeah, art gallery stuff. If you go to a lot of art galleries, there is a lot of abstract art. Some of it's bad. But again, art is subjective, so bad things are allowed to be liked by people. I mean, bad things, in my opinion, are allowed to be liked by other people who have other opinions. Yeah, whatever.
Like a guy who duct taped a banana to a wall and sold it. I don't know how that works out.
Well,
that's art that goes bad real quick.
Think about John Lennon, how he fell in love with Yoko Ono. He went to one of her art shows. In one of her art shows, there was a ladder leading to the ceiling of the art show, and it had a not a microscope, but a
telescope.
One of the things that make things bigger, a magnifying glass.
Magnifying glass, okay.
And it was tied to the wall, hanging down. You're supposed to grab it and look at this really, really tiny speck on the wall. And you put up the magnifying glass, and John Lennon went up on the ladder, and he looked at it. It was so small, but when he got up there, it said, "Yes, yes." And he said, "That's when I fell in love with Yoko Ono, because I knew she was a positive person. Because I did all that work in her art show to get up that ladder, and I didn't know what I was going to see, but it said yes." Okay, come on, dude. Please. Whatever. Hey, man, if you fall in love with that, that's just okay.
Pretty lame.
Yeah. Well, she wasn't the most attractive person in the world either. I don't know if you've seen their nude photos.
Yes, I have.
For their albums, but
yeah, I've seen.
It's not like he was a model either. Let's be honest.
But he's also worth a lot of fucking money.
Well, then you got to give him credit for not being so shallow as to marry.
Fuck that. I mean, you go shallow.
No, he didn't go shallow because he's not shallow. He married a fellow artist who was not attractive, just like him.
Nope. I say fuck that. If you're worth that much money, you go shallow. Just make sure you protect yourself.
Now you know the difference between Brett and I.
Derek wants to marry an ugly person.
I didn't, though.
Oh, I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying, I'm not saying you did.
Yeah, I'm sure my ex-wife listening to the show will not be happy if that's what you're going to say.
No, I'm not saying that you did. I literally just said that.
Okay.
Got no problems with her. She's a very lovely lady.
Yeah. And then, listen, I was looking for the best of both worlds, right? Hot and an artist.
Was she an artist?
No.
Oh, she did. Okay, that was insane. You just landed with hot, huh? I was looking for brains and beauty, but I guess I got this dumb person.
Lori was there before Jennifer. Anyhow, it's all complicated. I'm not going to get into it.
You just picked one person, dated them, and then moved on to the next person, and married the hot one, right?
It's complicated. Let's just put it that way. Because no, I'm not going to get into that. It's too twisted.
BMR says Pixar didn't happen.
Nice shirt, Derek. That one of your gramps gave you. Yes, it is. It's the infamous Bayern shirt I've had for almost 25 years.
So Derek, we started the show off relatively started off with pretty morose, being talking about a lot of deaths.
Yeah.
And we left one name off because he's on death's doorstep, I feel like.
Okay.
That's Frankie Valli.
Oh my God, this is criminal, dude.
I mean, I'm gonna have to.
This is
lower
criminal.
The volume here. Not that you know what? I'm not even gonna play the audio because you can't really. You don't hear him.
Well, you can play the audio because it's live, and I don't think we're gonna hit for it.
All right, we'll try.
All right. He's not singing anything.
Well, you can't sing like that. Getting that high going. You can't do that.
There's no way he can hit those notes anymore. He can barely stand and move his lips.
Weekend at Bernie's. That's awesome. Untouchable's nice. Yeah, he looks like a wax figure that is an animatronic.
So who is pushing him out here to do this? What family member that
we need the monies? Yeah, exactly.
Who needs the money at this point that this guy can't be sipping a pina colada on a beach somewhere?
Just relax and watching Murder, She Wrote, going to MCL to
get
4 o'clock dinners and going to bed by 6. Come on.
And Matlock's coming back out again. So go watch that. Listen, you don't have to push this old corpse almost onto the stage, almost corpse. And I love Frankie Valli. I think he did some good stuff, but he can't sing those songs. Why are you pushing him out there and pretending?
Looks like Skip Bayless.
He does kind of look like Skip Bayless.
He really does.
Oh
nice
my God.
On that.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
Fumar says Biden at the debates vibe. So we wrote Shane Gillis last show because he was a history buff and everything like that.
Yeah.
But he has one little joke where he goes, I loved when Biden does interviews or pressers and stuff like that, because after he finishes them, he just kind of turns into a Roomba.
Oh yeah. No, Shane Gillis is right. He does kind of turn into. That's why Kamala's running, right?
Yeah.
Even the Democratic Party's like, yep, we're not running a Roomba. Not going to do it. Yeah, you don't have to play any more of this.
I hear that's the voice I hear right there.
Yes.
That guy back there. That's who I hear.
Here's how he's singing.
I see his lips.
That's what he's doing.
Man.
Yep.
Family, they're the worst sometimes.
I don't think his mic is even on, honestly.
I would hope not, because you don't want that. You don't want that audio coming through.
But the dude that posted that's right. Somebody's doing that guy wrong by pushing him out there at whatever. I think he's in his 90s. Like, come on. Yeah. Come on. Just leave that guy alone. Let him retire in peace. Unless he really, really, really needs the money. His agent might have done that. I don't know. I don't think so, but it seems like whoever...
Hey, Frankie, we need to go on one more tour, buddy.
Yeah.
God, really? I'm pretty tired, man.
He's like, I still got it. I still got it.
They're all cheering for me.
Be my little baby.
The people in the audience are cheering because they're happy he's alive. Hey, he's still touring. Look at him. Oh, it's adorable. Good job, buddy.
Yeah, it's sad.
That's what it is, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
So, Derek, apparently in the next FIFA World Cup finals, they're happening here stateside.
Woohoo!
There's going to be you cannot read that. There's going to be a halftime show just like the Super Bowl.
Yeah, just
it'll
once.
be produced by Global Citizen.
Just once, though.
Yeah, for the finals. Yeah.
Just for the finals. Yep.
Imagine they're gonna have like the nice intro concert, and then they're gonna have a concert at halftime. You know,
all good, fine. Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, I don't have a problem with it. Whatever. I mean, what's up? Doing a halftime show has nothing to do with the actual game itself. I mean, it's just a thing to pass time while you're waiting for the game to start up again, I guess.
I would imagine it'll be another one at the end of the game.
Sure, why not? You might as well milk it.
Might be bigger. But
I mean, I haven't been a huge fan of a lot of the Super Bowl halftime shows for a long time. I mean, there have been a couple of them that have been okay, but I feel like most of them are just downright garbage.
I'm just not one of those people, by the way.
I don't care.
Who look at fireworks and go, "Oh wow,
ooh, fireworks! Yay!
Fireworks! Squeaky, 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 squeaky." I just don't care.
So, Freddie Adu here. I don't know if it's Freddie Adu.
No, it's not.
But he says, "What the fuck is this shit? No one wants football to become like sports in America, where the focus is not on the sport anymore."
No, it's not just. Bullshit. They do this in F1. They launch all these fucking fireworks when they go across the start-finish line at the end of the race. Please don't even come at it.
What?
Listen, it's not a big deal. They want to do fireworks. Am I a fireworks jerk offer? No, I'm not. They're going to do it fine. Plenty of people like the fireworks. Let them have it. I don't care either way.
So the thing is that he has to be just talking about the Super Bowl, because yes, there are people that just watch the Super Bowl for commercials and the halftime show. They don't care about the actual game that's going on. I mean, I don't really care about football, so I mean, I'll watch the game itself. But I'm not a diehard fan, and I know this entire country is fucking littered with diehard football fans.
Plenty of them. Plenty of people.
So suck a duck.
Yeah,
this is the dumbest fucking shit I've ever heard. So
yeah, most people are going to be watching the game for the game. Yes, will there be like 20% who came for the halftime show or to watch some fireworks? Yes, those will mostly be the kids that came with the parents. Most of the people going to the game care about the game, not the halftime fucking show. So I just don't think that's a thing. It's not a thing yet, unless Prince is playing it. All right, but we're not getting Prince. We're getting whoever they can conjure up. So I
nearly made the comment. I nearly made the comment going, maybe you should sit down and watch the games itself instead of gossiping with the other women. But I refrained to say that.
Yeah, but that would have been a good retort.
It would have been a good retort. I agree. But I refrain because I'm playing the safe game when it comes to saying things that can get me.
You want to make anybody cry,
as I say it on our actual show instead of broadcast at 252 people plus the thousands that'll watch it later.
Because so many people are tender vittles.
Yep.
Like they can only handle so many jokes, and then they think, "Oh, you're such a meanie. You're such a mean person." All right, well, whatever. No, those are jokes. Take them or leave them.
It's a joke, guys. Come on.
Yep.
I mean, that's the thing when people like watch our show and they don't grasp that we're actually giving content, but we're being lighthearted and joking about a lot of it, or just being very colorful. But it is what it is.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah,
whatever.
Those that don't get it, oh well. We're meanies.
Mm-hmm.
We're abusive. We're bullies. All right. What else we got? Fair to say the topic of promotion relegation in the USA is at a checkmate. MLS calls the shots within the USSF PLS, and the USSF cannot. This is John J. LaPointe, by the way, who I have talked to on the phone. Paul J. LaPointe, who I've talked to on the phone a couple times. And he ran for president of U.S. Soccer. And he was going to come on our show, and then he might have said, "Oh, it might be too risky to come on this show," and didn't.
Well, he said, "Well, he couldn't get the Zoom call to work."
Yeah, right. Who can't get a Zoom call to work anymore?
Bro, just click on the link.
Hey, I've never done a Zoom call before, dude. You're running for the president of fucking U.S. Soccer. You don't know how to do a Zoom. I mean, anyhow. MLS calls the shots within USSF PLS, and USSF cannot do anything about it legally or otherwise. MLS controls venues, home offices, Hall of Fame, and more. Even FIFA runs away. So what is the solution there? I don't think there really is one, but okay.
Well, FIFA runs away because they like the American money. So
I mean, I'm sure his solution is to elect him president of U.S. Soccer, but that ain't happening, folks. Anytime, ever.
It's a tough cookie to crack at TNT, you know. We're cutting not to crack, I guess, but I like cookies because whatever.
Yeah, I'm not even going to get into all these principles of promotion and relegation. Not doing it. We've done it on the show plenty of times. I'm not talking about PNR right now. We've done it plenty of times here. Would we like it? Yes.
Well, at one point, Derek, we'll need to sit down. We'll need to do a PNR video that's evergreen that we can just link to these topics. Hey, want to hear our take on PNR? Click the link.
And if people are wondering why FIFA would bow to the owners of U.S. Soccer, MLS, and Don Garber, they're not going to really bow to Don Garber. They're really bowing to all the billionaires that now own teams.
The almighty all, or as Homer Simpson said.
Yeah, in MLS. They're not going against millionaires anymore, like the beginning of NASL, right? We're talking about billionaires with a B, and nobody's fucking with those guys. It ain't happening, folks. I hate to say it. It just isn't. Billionaires rule the day. They will make sure they will warp whatever thing they need to warp or change whatever they need to change to make sure the system that is around them is in their favor. Period. End of fucking story. And they got plenty of resources to do it. So all this magical Wonderland World Disney bullshit that somehow some underground movement's going to happen that's going to vote out the powers that be at USSF. And then you got to do it at FIFA too. And then you still got to change all the rules with all these billionaires surrounding you with all their fucking money. They're going to pay off people to vote their way. Don't even doubt it. They will. They will do it. So anyhow, John or Paul.
Paul.
I called him John twice, didn't I?
You guys said John J. Is what you kept saying.
John J. LaPointe.
I mean, he's not Rambo, Derek. You can't give me John J.
John J.
Rambo. Right. John J.
All right. For the 185 of you here now, make sure you like, subscribe, share it with your grandmother, and give your stepsister a light peck on the cheek. Whether on X or on the YouTubes. We appreciate it. All right. What else we got here?
Derek, we talked about former friend of the show, Jake Landau, selling his brand and making money off of it somehow. I don't know how that really worked out, but it happened.
Well, he had he had just enough viewers, Brett.
I want to reiterate in the sense that more power to you. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you did it. It's awesome sauce. But here we go. This is the first episode, their debut episode. 12 days ago, they have almost 24,000 subs. Not bad. They're below Pete and Tact.
But
they're well above us.
They got 300 and whatever
79,000 views.
Yeah, so that is going to change real quick now that when people find out that Jake is no longer hosting this show, and it's Neville and all these fucking amazing people from the glory years of English football and all of them are going to be focused on U.S. soccer. I think this is a really good idea from Neville, by the way. And I think they wanted to name that show this, and then they're like, oh, it already exists. But guess what? It's already got so we're not starting from zero. We're starting from whatever Jake had, 40 grand. 40,000?
No. So the channel itself is new because it's the Overlap USA. They bought the name. The name it's called Soccer. So the name of the show is It's Called Soccer, but the actual YouTube handle is the Overlap USA.
All right. Well, good for Jake. He made some money. I don't know how much, but he's not going to be on the show, and he's not involved with the show in any way. And well, good for him. Yeah. He made some money selling the name. Like, I don't know why. I think the Straight Right Card is a fucking great name for a show.
We'll sell it for $500,000, guys. Come on.
I'll sell it for $250,000.
That's fair. Fair. We can rebuild this, guys.
We'll just rename the show and do something else.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
nope. I forgot to mention during the fluff segment before soccer, but this is kind of soccer related. As you can see, I'm still kind of dressed with work attire. I never really had a moment to myself today. I immediately
about it. Yeah.
I immediately got home from work, and I had my son was sitting on the stairs in the garage waiting for me in his soccer apparel. He's got his cleats, his shin guards, his jersey on, because today was the Fall Stars game.
Good.
we just did our playoffs this weekend, and our team there. So there were 12 teams overall, broken up into 3 groups of 4. We were in the last group of 4. We had a rough season because we had a very mixed group of people, which is fine. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and the growth that we saw in those players was immense. We went to the playoffs and won both of our playoff games, went to the finals, and ended up winning 2-0.
Congrats.
It was awesome. The kids loved it. They broke out like, ah! And I had to suggest 2 players for my team to go to the All Stars. All Stars.
Did you pick your son?
I did pick my son. Yes. Not because of nepotism. I am not Bob Bradley. No, joking about that too. But
that's a joke.
My assistant coach was my brother, and I even called him. I'm like, hey, I'm thinking of this kid plus either Jack or this other kid.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, yeah, those would be my picks too. You just pick whatever you want. I'm like, well, I got to turn this in here in a couple of minutes, so I'm just going to put Jack's name in because it was a tough battle between the two. They were both good on certain aspects of the game, but I ended up picking my son. He went out there and played today, and played incredibly well. So I'm so happy to watch it.
Seems to me as the championship team, you guys should get 4. The semifinal team should get 3.
I should, but
and everybody else should get 2.
So there were 12 teams, and every team got 2.
That's bullshit, Brett. It's bullshit.
Socialism, no.
Bullshit. The best team should get 4. Semifinal, the runners-up should get 3, and everybody else should get 2. Fuck that shit.
So, yeah, he played striker today for most part. He played a little bit of defense, and then he played goalie the second half.
Nice.
And he made a key save to keep the game. We ended up winning 3-2. So yeah, it was a fun game.
Yeah. No, somebody was saying in the comments, didn't people used to think that soccer was a socialist thing? I mean, there were a couple stupid articles written like that. Yeah,
it's a game from Europe. Yeah, exactly.
All those Europeans are socialists. Oh, I don't think so. I don't think how much more socialists are they than are? We have Social Security. We got Medicare. I mean, listen, it's not that far off. Yeah, some more socialists than others. But, I mean, listen, it's just got out of control, those articles in the 80s and the 90s about how socialist soccer was. It's
because it's a team sport? Yeah.
It's like socialist about soccer. You want to talk about socialist? How about MLS? That's about as socialist as it gets.
It's a social sport.
It is a social sport. It's not socialist.
But yeah, so like I said, our season was pretty rough, and there's certain aspects to the game where we had players who were trying to do 1v5. They try to dribble everybody. And Jackson and Bavani, or the other kid was, I want to say his name because not my kid. They fell victim to this because they're one of the more skilled, more talented players with the skills and everything. They try to do a little bit too much. They tried to play hero ball. And they got put onto this Fall-Star team where they were surrounded by players with similar skill sets or strength of shots or defending skills and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, everything opened up. They would beat a man and they would immediately look for the pass and move forward. It was just like it was all clicking. And it's finally like Jackson's been talking about wanting to go up to the next level. He wants to get out of rec. I'm like, all right, well, I'm seeing it. let's go for it.
Yep.
So
yeah, no, good to hear.
Stoked.
No, I'd be stoked too if I had a kid that age playing soccer. And Nick was really good, and when he was young, before his feet got fucked up. By the way, no, we Puto or PT. Damn it. We do not have Medicare for all. That is correct. We do not. That is correct. We do not. So we do have Medicare. We do have Social Security. Yeah. I mean, like I said, they're probably a little more socialist than we are. So there you go. All right. We're moving on. No more politics.
Moving on up to Alexi Lawless.
By the way, having socialist policies doesn't make you a socialist country. Having some moderate socialist policies like taxing and blah doesn't make you a socialist country. That's not how that works. I mean, you could get really strict about it, and then the United States would be a socialist country in some sort of minor way, right? But that's not how this works. Anyhow, Alexi Lawless says libraries are socialism, public schools are socialism. Yes, that's the point, right? There are tiny things that are run by the public, run by the government, in whether it be the state in some cases, state government, or the federal government. And I guess that's where the debate lies. How much of it should be run by the states? How much should be run by the federal government? That's going to be the debate, and we're not doing it tonight. We're not. We could have a political show here. We'd be talking we'd be doing 8-hour shows, honestly, but we're not doing that. All right, MLS.
It would be you talking 7 hours and 30 minutes, and me having one question here and there. Well, wait a second, blah 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 blah, and then.
Yeah. Especially since I'm such a weird political animal that I've been shaped into. MLS is 29, going on 30 teams with addition of San Diego SC in 2025. Is that too many, too few, or just the right amount of teams? No, that is too few, says Alexi. I don't know if you can
We won 60 teams broken into 4 divisions.
It's
and
not
12 teams from each division goes to the playoff.
You can say that if you want to. It's not our decision. And I said it back when we had 18 teams. And I said,
everybody's like, no, it's going to stop at 20. It's going to stop at 20.
And I said, no, it's not. Because I had an insider telling me in MLS back then, this is back in 2012, 11, saying, no, dude, this is going to go on. They're going to make this the NFL, and it could even get bigger than that. And when I said that publicly and broke that news and wrote the articles, people were fucking shitting their pants and saying, you're full of shit. U.S. soccer, MLS cannot sustain that. The teams will be horrible. They don't have the money to go get players from South America. Oh, they don't? Well, they did. They did go to South America. In fact, there are very few teams in MLS that still have any more than 3 or 4 American starters on them. There were some exceptions.
It's a shame. I was in a conversation with Larry about that today. And I'm like, MLS was in a hurry to make the league catch up to the rest of the world.
Right.
I would have loved it if there was more emphasis placed on American players. Not even necessarily like players who are going to play for the US. But it could be people who have citizenship as a whole because they're born and raised here, but they have dual citizenship. But I would have loved it if we focused more on development of the actual local game instead of immediately rushing through and just saying, "Hey, anybody?" There's some teams you watch, and it's like, well, there are 8 internationals on the pitch, and the rest are all green cards. They're not developing any American talent.
All right. Well, I would say the average still is about 3.7 Americans playing per team starting per team in the MLS. It's not great. It's 4 out of 11. Happier if it were 5. If we could round that up to 5, that would be nice, but it's not. And the plain fact of the matter is we do have MLS academies. So we did get that. And a lot of our good players are coming from those academies and going to Europe now. That's something we didn't have 10 years ago. Yep. It took a long time for that to take hold. So we'll have to kind of wait and see there. I just don't think that, anybody could have said, or I don't agree that it has too few. I think it has as many as it can afford right now. And it will continue to grow as long as there are other billionaires willing to pay for an MLS team. It will go way beyond 32. It will go way beyond 40. It could be 60 by the time we're done. And then you'll have MLS 1 and MLS 2, and it'll all break down east and west. And there'll be promotion and relegation in all 60 fucking major markets. As I said back then, the vision long-term was to form an MLS to MLS 2 with 60 teams, MLS 1 East, MLS 1 West, MLS 2 West, East and West. Yeah, that's where we're going. And that'll cover every major fucking city in the United States. And then people will be like, well, there are 60 major cities in MLS. Why are we still complaining that, Albuquerque isn't involved, right? Or, Martinsville's team isn't getting no. Well, because there's 60 teams in MLS 1 and 2. So there's no complaining left. That's their long-term vision, 15 years out, is to have 50, 60 major markets covered and form this MLS 1 and MLS 2 system of promotion and relegation.
I don't even.
I wrote that.
Yeah,
I wrote that article 15 years ago and got shat all over for it.
I don't at this point. I don't even see MLS going the route of MLS 1 and MLS 2. I'm like, we bring that up as the only viable option for promotion and relegation currently, how it stands.
True.
Is that they do some artificial promotion and relegation within their own league. I don't even see that happening. If they go to, let's just say they go to 60 teams,
30 and 30
teams or whatever, they're going to do 30 and 30, or they're going to do 20, 20, and 20. The West Coast, East Coast, and Central. They'll break it up like that, and then they'll just like how they're doing the West and East right now. X amount from each side is going to go to the playoffs, etc.
I agree.
It's going to be. It's all. I mean, it's why would they even why would they continue to say up the ante to get into MLS and then eventually go to a point where there's this artificial promotion relegation? It makes no sense for them.
And I've said that on the show too, so I agree with you that if you get 60 teams in, they're just going to break them up into 4 divisions, and then the top 15 from each division will make the playoff.
Yeah. Well, I jokingly said that a few minutes back. I'm like, yeah, there's going to be 3 divisions, and 12 teams from each division goes on to the playoffs.
Something crazy, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be stupid like that, yeah.
But it's amazing how many people shit on that article back then, and now I think there were 18 teams at the time, and now we're up to 30, and I was right. I said, you think 24 is the mark? No. They're shooting for 30, 32. They're shooting for 40. They're shooting for the stars. They're going to make this league massive. They're going to take every fucking dollar they can get for expansion fees until it is over, until it is done. And they will do that for as long as they can. So I'm going to say at least another 20 years. They're going to be expanding this league to Indianapolis, Detroit, you name it. Every major market they can get, they're going to take it as long as they can get a billionaire or a conglomerate of billionaires to support it. Period. Mm-hmm. End of story.
Laverdot says it's about demand for the product and quality of product. Will the expansion dilute the talent?
No.
But, well, yes. And to your point, it won't, because, as you said, there's only like 3 point something for whatever actual American products on the pitch.
Right.
Now, of course, you've got the bench, but then the bench generally doesn't really see playing time because
correct.
The U.S. Open Cup would be their time to expand upon here, but they can't because MLS wants to throw their academy kids out there instead.
So you're essentially buying 11 players. 11 to 13 players from South America you can depend on, and 4 Americans on the team that are maybe 3 to 4 are going to be starters, but you'll probably go and get a bunch of young Argentinians, some Brazilians, Peru, some players from Peru, Chile. You're going to continue to tap into that market where you see young talent. and where, if you're in Chile, Uruguay, etc., even Venezuela in some cases, like, if you're a young player, you go to the United States and you perform, you're going to get paid. Period.
Well, on top of that, you're going to get teams where basically you're just going to be shuffling about international players that have green cards at this point, like Fabian Herbers as an example.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have your international players, of course, but you're going to have a group of players that have been within MLS that now no longer count towards the international cap.
Yeah,
and then mix that in with the handful of a smattering of U.S. products as well.
And you're going to see the cap go up by small percentages. You're going to see TAM and GAM continue to evolve, and you're going to see an extra DP player, maybe in 5 years from now, another one added. Kobe says, I can't imagine an MLS team in Louisiana. I can.
Sure.
New Orleans. Yeah, for sure.
It could happen.
It could. I'm not putting any major, if we're talking about 60 teams, long-term goal, that's every major market. Every major market. And as the sport grows, and next you're not bringing Messi over, but you're bringing the next superstar who's in retirement age over, and you keep building this thing, right? We haven't had it. We had Beckham. We've had, what's his face at LA Galaxy. And then we've had Messi. Who?
I'll say Bella, but are you thinking of Giroud right now?
No, LA Galaxy guy.
Galaxy. I thought they said LAFC.
Big, tall center forward. God damn it.
Oh, there's a lot of
Zlatan.
Yeah.
Zlatan. You've had Wayne Rooney play here.
Rooney, yep.
I mean, they're going to keep bringing these kind of players in at the end of their careers. Some of them, you hope they'll bring him a little bit earlier. So we'll see. But they have a long-term vision, and the billionaires investing right now keep coming. They keep coming. And we got billionaire investors right now for Indianapolis for a team. Billionaires, multi-billionaires, multiple billionaires. So that's going to happen at some point too. They're just going to keep spacing it out every couple years, 1 year here, 1 year there, 2 years there, maybe what. But this is going to keep growing, folks. Just telling you, it's a reality. I was right then. I'm going to be right again. This ain't ending. I don't know if it'll get to 60. Maybe that's too high, but it's going to get somewhere near 50. Near 50. All right. Predictions.
Yeah. So apparently, back in 2013, Don Garber complained that there's too much soccer on TV.
I think summing up as complaining is fair. I don't think that he didn't say, I'm complaining about this. He just said, we've got a lot of people competing with us. It's not good. Yeah. It's not going to get better, Don.
He's going, hey, people have access to that Fox Soccer channel and Fox Soccer 2. This is crazy how they're going to be able to watch the EPL now. And then a decade later, we're sitting here going like, well, I mean, what game is Utrecht on? Oh, it's on ESPN. Okay, well, what about Venezia? We're going to watch Venezia. Okay, well, that's on Paramount. Oh, we can watch a championship game on Paramount now? Oh, my goodness. So I mean, it's even worse now in the sense that they've got to compete with every league around the world because it's accessible.
You know how many MLS games I watched this weekend? 2.
None? Oh, 2. What?
You know how many your games that I watched with our players overseas is? How many I watched this weekend? 13.
I did not get to watch many games. Actually, I really only got to watch the Venezia game. That's the only thing that time allowed.
I watched that too.
So, aside from that, I did not get to watch any games.
I'm not married. I don't blame you.
Yeah,
I don't have kids.
I had playoffs this week, man. My life was packed.
Yeah. So you have lots of shit to do. I don't. I sat down on Wednesday. I got here around 2. I watched game after game after game on Sunday until replays until 1 in the morning when I went to bed. So it's like 12:30, but still close enough, right?
I wish I had that opportunity to just waste an entire day just sitting back, popping back a couple of them, ordering some pizza, just
I didn't watch them all on Sunday. I watched a bunch in the morning, like on Saturday morning too. So I only had like 6 or 7 games to catch up on Sunday, but I watched them all Sunday. Like it's a lot of work, and it's not all the games are that exciting. But I had to catch the Pulisic game, the McKennie game, the Leeds game, especially with Haji versus Aronson. I watched the Utrecht game because I wanted to see how the other Aronson was doing, and Boots still not. He got. I feel
like with Utrecht. I mean, I'm assuming you watched that on replay, so you already know that that Paxton played. Whereas, like, if Paxton wasn't playing, then you just wasted 90 minutes of your life.
I wouldn't watch it on the replays. I always check. I watched the Dominic Downs game with Kern because he scored 2 goals. He's quite impressive.
What is Bundesliga 2? Is that on ESPN?
What is that on? Yeah, ESPN Plus.
Yeah. Shit.
Yep.
I might have to take a weekend and watch a game or 2 with him, just so I have an understanding of who he is.
I watched like you did this weekend. You watched Heidenheim, I think. I did too. So I watched a lot of games this weekend. It does turn into a mishmash into your brain when you watch that many games. You're like, oh fuck, I can't even remember what happened in that game.
Well, that's why I do a play-by-play when I watch a game on Twitter, because that way I can always go back to my Twitter and see like, oh yeah, that's right, he did this, or this is how I was feeling in that first half,
Yeah, no. I did check out to see whether or not Conrad played. He didn't, even though that's not available or anywhere. But I do all kinds of weird things like, I'm going to check out this guy, check out that guy. I want to check out Fossey. I want to check out Brian Reynolds. That wasn't available. I certainly watched the PSV game, for instance. I think it's like I still want to watch games that matter with the players that matter.
And that's also the thing too. You prioritize and try to group as many players as possible. So you want to watch AC Milan, you want to watch Juventus, you want to watch PSV, because right there, that's what, 7 players potentially.
Yes, you can wipe out a bunch of them.
Maybe 8 if everybody's healthy.
Right.
Well, probably still 7 because once Des is back, who knows what's going to happen to Ledesma.
Yeah, and then what was it? I'm trying to think here. Or Aiden Morris, I caught chunks of that game. I thought he played well. Anyhow, we'll get into some of that. Obviously.
Yeah, exactly. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get into this.
Do not panic. Do not panic. Cap them now. Cap them now. Killian Phillips scored this goal yesterday for St. Mirren. And by the way, we love U.S. men's national team versus haters. He's a friend of the show. He's currently on loan from Crystal Palace internationally. He last played for Ireland's U21, scoring a goal against Italy's U21s back in November last year. He currently plays in the Scottish Premiership. Yes, this is a great goal, but this is not a moment to start.
What a touch. To bring that back in and just side volley that shit, man. What a touch. Taking into consideration who it's against.
He's pretty fully committed to Ireland, who don't even call him up either as a big boy team member. I think he's way off of our radar. He's somebody we should certainly keep a side eyeball on. But the chances this guy will ever be good enough to play for the U.S. men's national team are small to minuscule to the size of, the dog Toto's dick on fucking the yellow brick road. Okay. So I just, sometimes these posts, they don't irritate me. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying,
you're like, holy shit, we gotta give this guy a look. Yeah.
It's like, why? why post this? Just because he's already been like playing for the Irish national team, whom he's barely good enough to play for. Okay.
Wow.
And it's not like he's 17. He's fucking 22 years old. 22 grown ass hairy balls fucking man.
Well, I mean, he last played for the U21s. I mean, that had to have been like at least a year ago at this point.
A couple years.
At minimum.
So
he could have been 19 and played. I mean, it could have been 3 years ago since he's been called up last.
Okay, maybe he's technically 23, and he played at 21 November of last year. If he was born in 02 and we're in 2024, can he be 21? It's possible. It's possible he could be 21.
I guess it's possible it could be a December birthday.
And if he played last year, great, and he scored a goal, great for him. But I wouldn't spend, if I had like a box of 100 balls of things and I'm going to distribute the balls to things I'm going to pay attention to, I wouldn't have a ball to add to that one. I wouldn't have a ball to go, I'm going to put a ball in that box. Just one ball out of the 100. No, I don't have a ball for that. I'm picking that ball up because I got a lot of other people to pay attention to. That's all I'm saying. No offense to the poster, whom we love and like. But, I mean, I read posts like that. I'm like, yeah, whatever, dude. It's just not important. This guy's nowhere near important. He's 23 years old or whatever he is, 21. Listen, he is what he is. If he can score like 15 goals like that this season in the Scottish Premiership, then maybe I'll start paying attention. Maybe.
He's officially 22, though.
Okay.
See, when was his birthday? His birthday is March.
Yeah.
March 30th. So it's at least been a half a year, minimum.
Yes. If you were at 19, I'd be like, or 17, especially if you were 17 playing for St. Mirren and scoring goals, I'd be like, okay, yeah, we got to pay attention to that guy. He's in his 20s. He ain't growing this much. Not playing for St. Mirren in the Scottish Premier League. I mean, we'll see. Love to be proved wrong. You guys can earmark this. And if I'm wrong, you can stick into my face later. Okay? Still waiting for the stick it in my face moment. Hasn't happened yet. Well, this one's easy, though. I don't expect to have my face be stuck into by whatever protruding phalange. All right. Gio Reyna, CCV confirmed to miss. Yeah. All right. They're both not going to be in the Champions League clash.
I mean, I think the Gio ones we already knew because they mentioned he might be ready by the international window. So we're still sitting out like a week or so before the international window. So I don't know if anybody really expected him to be ready for this Champions League game.
CCV one is no surprise either. He didn't play this weekend. He's been injured for a couple weeks now. About a week and a half. Not surprising either. So Trusty started in his place this weekend, and Trusty was fine. It's the Scottish Premier League.
Yeah, they did well according to the stats, but again,
he looked great. He looked great.
I hate the fact that he went there. I would have much rather him play in championship.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Again, this post is fine. We love Taku. He's a friend of the show, but nobody expected either of these players to play. If you've been following along either way, but he is just providing news. Then again, he is providing news. There you go.
So we're going to bounce into the Yanks Abroad report here.
Okay.
But I do want to go over a couple things before we start dabbling into the thing because I feel like I might miss.
Okay.
As we go through and everything like that. So we're about to enter the Yanks Abroad report.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to bring this up. U.S. men's national team versus Haters talks about a number of players who did well, and we're going to get into each one of these players.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to pull up. It was a pretty good weekend for us. This isn't even showing all of our starlets.
Well,
I don't see Sargent. I don't see Balogun. I don't see Pulisic.
Yeah, it's weird. The Pulisic's not on this. Where's the other guy that usually does the opposite?
The Yanks Abroad?
Yanks.
He's oddly quiet right now.
He was oddly quiet, wasn't he?
Oddly quiet.
Because even our lesser players like Scally. All right, the thing about putting Koleosho on this, I just don't want to damper anybody's spirits.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to really wait long term on that Koleosho thing.
Yeah.
Like the fact that Larry Henry, please forgive me, I love you. But,
we're gonna get into that in a bit, later on in the show.
Okay, I'll wait then.
Yeah, let's hold off on that article. Yeah, we're gonna get into that.
Listen, Larry and I, we're good, but this article, it's got issues. All right, Bundesliga team of the week. Scally, he did have a really good game.
Weird seeing two players
forward.
Weird seeing two players from Werder Bremen here, but they did come back on Hoffenheim, wasn't it? And ended up winning 4-3. Like Hoffenheim gave up like 3 goals back to back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my mom was really fun this weekend.
Yeah.
I was reading her some of the German scores because she likes to know who won and lost. Like in Frankfurt, crushed whomever, I can't remember who it was.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Did Kenny play?" I was like, "Mom, Timmy hasn't played for 3 years." "Well, what does he do?" I said, "He rides pine." Timmy Chandler rides pine. He's not playing anytime soon. I mean, he's got bit minutes over the last 3 seasons, but come on. His career's done. It's over.
The St. Pauli inclusions here really threw me for a loop. And I had to take a look to see what warranted 2 players from that squad being on the team of the week. And they beat Freiburg.
I know.
3-0. Good Lord.
What a crush. It's the amazing thing is the coach they picked did not ruin the mojo they already had under Hertzler. Like they just kind of continued to do what they've done, but this is a huge win. They needed it badly.
I mean they got 4 points in the season right now. I mean they're where you would expect.
Werder Bremen, by the way,
that's not to say that they weren't playing well. I mean, the games they lost were like 1-0 games. So they're holding their own in the end. Maybe just super defensive, I don't know, but
and Werder needed that win too.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
So this is an interesting, roundup of players. Good to see Joe Scally on there because I think it's the best game of the season for him so far.
It's just funny to watch the team of the week, and you're looking at it. Let's see, Werder Bremen. We got St. Pauli. Okay, no Bayern, huh? No, none of the Bayerns.
Well, and Joe Scally's the lowest rated player to make the team of the week
by a little bit, yeah.
So yes, did he provide
a 10-0? Really?
Yeah, please.
I mean, it was great games. I mean, what? Who is that? Is that Frankfurt?
Even the Russian judge or the East German judge gives a 9.7. I mean, seriously.
Well, they won 4-2. What did he get like 3 goals and an assist or something like that? What's that?
And then he orgasmed all over. And then he fucking came all over the face of the goalkeeper after he scored. So it's like, bam, bitch. And they gave him bonus points for that.
100%.
All right. Let's move on. We don't need to know. We don't need to know.
It don't matter. He ain't American.
He just busted in a nut after the great performance. Yeah. Live on the field.
A 10-point. No, wait. No, a 10. No chance. I've never seen a 10. He had to have made an errant pass once. Just once. 10.
Right. Again, so I think it was...
Apparently he had 2 goals and 2 assists.
It's good. But surely he made some errors during the game.
Had to have a perfect score.
9.9.9.
There you go. I'll be fine with that.
Well, don't tell me it's perfect. There's no such thing as perfect.
Hey, you know what? Maybe he had 100% passing. I don't know.
He might have.
Maybe everything could have been there. It could have been. It could have been as perfect as it possibly could have been.
It might have been the busted nut too.
There we go. Might have been that. Yeah.
All right.
You got a game and a show apparently. So.
Yes.
So we have the Eredivisie.
Team of the week. Team of the week.
Nothing there yet. No.
No Booth was going to show up.
Boom. Oh, we got Paxton. Yeah, we got Paxton. Never mind.
Paxton and Pepe.
Yeah.
Well, Paxton, like there was that weird shit where he's playing for the 2 team. He didn't start the last game. He came in at halftime.
Yeah.
And he didn't start this game. Or yeah, he did. He did start this game and played well. Scored that. I mean, listen, if his brother Brendan Aronson could hit a ball like that from outside the box, Brendan Aronson would be so much better of a player. Like, if you could combine the Aronson brothers together, you would have a really amazing player because they're better at different things. I think, frankly, that when you get into the final third, Paxton is a threat. Brendan, not so much. Bit of a choker.
He's big.
Brendan, a bit of a choker. Paxton, not a choker. Give him one chance. He's scoring. One chance. Is in the goal. Brendan needs 3 or 4 to get a goal. I'd love to see those brothers like blend together, not in some weird
Wonder Twin powers activate.
Right. Just somehow they mold together into one player. Nothing weird going on there. And then
they're not stepbrothers, so
no, they're real brothers. So that'd be
gross. Weird and gross.
Right. Ricardo Pepi, on the other hand, filling in for a resting / slightly injured De Jong.
It's what he needed. That's what he needed. Quite frankly,
it's just what he needed. Yeah, it was. You know what I mean?
He got his opportunity. He had one opportunity, one chance.
Love watching that game.
One chance, one opportunity.
Sorry, Tillman looked like he limped off after the first half, so I'm not sure if he's really injured or they're just like, well, we got Champions League.
Let's be safe. Yeah, let's play it safe. I'm going to go with play it safe until we find out this week.
Yeah, and they won the game pretty comfortably anyhow. But just so nice to see Pepe roam the halls.
That's what we've been saying, right? Like, hey, give your elderly a break from time to time. You got Pepe; he can go in there and do stuff. May not necessarily get a brace every game, but he'll definitely help the team. Succeed. I mean, you're fucking PSV. I mean, come on.
Warning signs though on Utrecht. Booth not playing much.
Man, that's
not playing much.
Come on, bro. What's happening there?
I don't know.
One too many niggling injuries. Is that what's happening?
Could be. Yeah.
I mean,
not a new coach, but still. Situation.
Thank you, Nestor, for getting my reference, even though I said it backwards. But I got it eventually.
You said yourself lose?
No, lose yourself.
You got to lose.
You got one chance, one opportunity. So from the song.
Right. Okay. So 2 Americans making this. This is nice. This is good news.
Tis nice. Let me see what's up next before I bounce over. Okay.
Oh, for the 240 of you here, make sure you like, subscribe, share it with your grandma.
A hot moment, yeah.
And just tell your sister you really appreciate the fact that she watches the show with you every Monday. That's important. I really do. I think that's important to let her know you appreciate her for caring about the same stuff you do.
I mean, you sit down and watch Housewives of Atlanta with her, so it makes sense that she has to sit down and watch this.
And the only other shows you really have agreement on are, of course, porn, the stepsister porn stuff. So, having this show on top of that is a bonus, right? Because after the show's over, you guys are going to watch stepsister porn and get it on. Get it on.
This shows the foreplay.
Bang a gong. Get it on. All right. Well, what do you got? Yanks Abroad report. Here we go.
Yanks Abroad.
Yanks abroad. Yanks abroad.
Real quick. I just need to sort through and find out who all I've got so I can pull it up. Let's see. I got Flo. We already did Tillman. Let's go ahead and bring up Tillman real quick because we already kind of talked about Tillman.
Malik Tillman is taking his game to the next level where he's the best player in the Eredivisie. Well, I mean, it's interesting. He's certainly making a case for being the best player. I don't doubt it. I'm impressed by him.
You got the data. You got the data to back it up.
So the data proves it too. That's nice. We got some length of season to go. Let's hope he stays healthy and that was not a real serious injury or whatever. We'll see.
Well, and we need to make sure that he shows up for the big games, right?
Yeah.
So that's the important deal.
Yep.
All right, let's start it.
Pulisic, 65 minutes, goal, win.
That seems to be a reoccurring theme right there.
Oh, no, dude's on fire. Pulisic is, while he's not a top 25 player in the world, he is starting to knock on the door, certainly breaking into that top 200 and like crowding into the middle of it. And I think if he keeps this up the whole season, if this continues the whole season, yeah, okay. I'm going to be all for the top 25 player in the world thing. Just needs to keep happening.
Well, that'd be 2 seasons in a row where he's been instrumental for AC Milan. So, yeah.
Yeah. Musa, what can I say, Brett? I'm going to posture the following letters to you. M-E-H. Meh. Yeah. Meh.
Do you think he's getting close to a point where he needs to find a different team that's going to play him? More so than the bit minutes he gets?
He played a good 30 minutes.
That's good, I guess.
It just was that. What? What are you? Nothing there. That's all. So, it's like the guy that comes in the morning to mop the floors at the porn store, and he leaves a bunch of junk on the floor.
The whole thing is like, it's like the guy that comes in the morning to mop up the floor.
It's like
and leaves a lot. It's like the whole thing was really building up right there, Derek.
It's not like he goes out of his way to make sure every corner of the porn shop is clean of the cum. He just doesn't do a thorough job out there. He doesn't give himself chances. He doesn't take chances sometimes that he should take. His passes in the final third are, you know what I mean? It's like, it's all right. You're not hurting the team. You're just not doing anything to make a case for yourself.
Yeah.
So that's what we need to see. Green and Dietz went 94. Firth and a loss. Not impressed with either of them in this game. Dietz better pick it up because this is not the Dietz I watched last season. Matt Turner, well, he's in the 18 for Crystal Palace.
Ew.
Chris Richards was injured. Sargent went 90 and a win, got 2 assists.
While we're talking about it, first off, those 2 assists, I mean they're good. Now, you can make the argument and say the first assist was out of bounds. It looks like, and I don't think EFL does VAR.
No.
So, I mean, if they did, they would tell, well, that's clearly out of bounds.
Yeah.
But I think both assists were really good.
Yeah.
And again, he's instrumental in their attack. And as we're seeing here, on Sarge, he has a very big role. I know when you focus on strikers, you don't talk much about their defensive discipline, and he's fantastic at that. He's the center of the first press. He connects with wide players, and he's very analytical in his approach. And then to continue, he says, that's what you see at the highest level. It's a huge part of the game. In the attack, he's our main guy. He gets into good positions, and he can run in behind. He's a central character for us in the game and his personality.
I don't know who said that. I mentioned the manager.
I think it's off the manager.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
No surprise. No. He was really good in this game, even though he didn't score. 2 assists is great. The assists were great.
As I mentioned to Larry, and I know Larry he tells me he was trolling me in the end, because Larry goes, "Yeah, he didn't score, LOL." I go, "Well, the same thing I tell my U10s. Goal scoring's good, but you know what? 100%. Not every goal requires an assist, but every assist results in a goal.
Mm-hmm.
So assists are just as important as goal scoring."
Yep, I'd agree. Johan Gomez, 20 minutes for Braunschweiger in a loss. Ethan Horvath. That's the air coming out of Ethan Horvath. Pine. And then we got Joe Enox at Regensburg in a tie for 2 Bundesliga. He's the manager there. Jedi, 90 minutes in a win. I mean, could Jedi be just generally better? I mean, he's just generally just good every game. Every game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. I don't think I've watched a single game of his where I'm like, Jedi had a bad game. No, it's 100% that way. Mm-hmm. I do want to cover one thing real quick. Loverdot says Sargent has missed 9 big chances so far this season. To be fair, 4 of those came in one game. And in that game, he also had a goal and assist. So,
yeah.
I mean, he's missed some chances. And we've talked about them.
I'm not sure he missed any in the last one, though.
I don't think he took any chances really in that one.
Yeah, I don't remember a missed chance where I'm like, oh, Sargent! Oh,
yeah.
I don't remember that moment because that's usually what I have watching the Norwich games. Sargent, oh, you missed that? Yeah, he had one game where Brett and I were texting back and forth. We're like, oh, no! How did he miss that?
Frank, it can't be an excuse segment when we're saying he missed the chances. I mean, it's not an excuse. It's saying, yes, he missed those chances, but during those missed chances, he also got an assist or a goal. So
yeah, that's not an excuse. We're just telling you what actually happened. But yes, where Brett and I texting each other back and forth going, oh, oof, oh, ouch, oh, no. Yes, we were.
Go back. It was the first or second game of the season. Go back to my Twitter handle and take a look at that Norwich game. I literally call out 4 chances that he should have buried.
Yep.
4 chances. So.
Yep. And then, I mean, if you go back even further, I hammered the living fucking hell out of Josh Sargent.
Yeah.
So please, I hammered him for at least a year straight. So
the entire EPL season, yeah.
Yes. All right. We're moving on. Castaneda. This is a guy we got to start talking about.
Okay.
He's playing 2 Bundesliga. He plays 90 minutes a game for Paderborn in the midfield. They're winning games. They got a tie this weekend. This kid is good. We got to start paying attention to this Castaneda kid. He's, I think, 19. And he's a starter at a 2 Bundesliga team in the midfield.
I hear what is it? Pattersboro?
Paderborn.
Paderborn. I hear that and I think Scottish league. I'm not sure why. I mean, it just sounds Scottish.
Paderborn.
That's why help you? Yeah, thank you for adding the accent. That does help me, yes. Ooh, yeah.
He's from Paderborn. Yeah. So
village up in the mountains, yeah.
It's time to start paying attention to him. If you're not watching 2 Bundesliga teams on ESPN Plus, check out a Paderborn game.
Well, and as we're going to get into players like, we talk about Julian Green, we talk about Dietz, and we're going to be bringing up Damian Downs soon. 2 Bundesliga is, I feel like, making a statement as far as some players are concerned.
Good developing ground for a lot of our players.
Mm-hmm.
Castaneda being the standout right now in 2 Bundesliga, if you've already kind of are less than enthralled with the way Dietz is playing this season. To be fair to him, they played him as a center defensive midfielder and then moved him back to center back. So I hope that works out and that Firth works it out. Green, at his age, probably not going to be considered going forward by Pochettino. But yeah, a guy like Castaneda playing for a team like Paderborn, who will probably fight, I would guess, for promotion this season, and playing the way he's playing right now, should be somebody we're paying attention to. Leonard Maloney went a whole 1 minute in their win. They played. Here's the thing for him this could hurt him going forward. Leonard Maloney. They switched to a double pivot, a 4-2-3-1. He is used to playing a 4-1-4-1 practically. You can call it a 4-3-3, but it really played like a 4-1-4-1. And he was the one in front of the back four. And they went to a 4-2 actual pivot, more attacking pivot at Heidenheim. So we'll see how that affects his playing time going forward. Just something for everybody to keep in mind.
He's been absolutely key for them for the last year and some change. I can't imagine them just dropping him like that.
I think the 4-1-4-1, or if you want to call it a 4-3-3, you're welcome to do that. That's not what it looks like on the field. But the 4-1-4-1 will continue to be what it is, I think, against better teams. Really, the top 8 teams and 6 teams in the league, they're going to play that with Maloney. The bottom teams, they look to be playing more offensive. So we'll see. It might be half and half for him.
That's possible, yeah.
Yeah. Arnie Chase didn't start, but he was in the 18 for Stuttgart. By the way, don't hold your breath of him ever playing for us. We already talked about why. Skelly, 90 minutes, player of the week, obviously, against PFOC, who got 80 minutes in that tie. Brendan Aronson, 90 minutes in the win versus Haji Wrights, 30 minutes. I thought Brendan played pretty well in that game. Pretty well. And I think he's a starter. He's a locked-in starter for Leeds this season. Although Pirot came in and played really well, and really he's the only one that can steal a spot. So, but they ended up playing together in the midfield. So maybe they'll go with a double Pirot / Aronson thing going forward there at Leeds. Haji Wright, 30 minutes in that game. He had some moments, but they were going down. They lost that game, I think, 3-0. Aiden Morris, 90 minutes in a win, played really well. Dwayne Holmes, 90 minutes in a loss. Weston McKennie, 60 minutes in a win. Weah did not dress. Yeah, go ahead with the
Well, Weah didn't dress because he was injured during training last week.
Right.
So he's back out, which doesn't bode well for us in this upcoming Pochettino window.
Right.
But Juventus sporting director Cristiano Giuntoli.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
He said about Weston, no, he had a renewal problem. He was never out of the project.
Mm-hmm.
That seems strange because they literally said that he was out of the project during the preseason. So
well, they got pissed. They got pissed because they kept thinking, we're making you a decent deal, and your fucking agent keeps turning it down, and you keep turning it down. They got sick, and they were just pissed. Period.
Sure.
We're making you a good deal, what we think is a fair deal. And by the way, all those players that are making more money than you, we're selling them all. So you don't have to worry about comparing yourself to their salaries anymore. Which they did. They sold a bunch of those guys.
It's weird though. Chiesa had 10 months left on his contract, and he got sold for like 1/3 of what his market value was.
Yeah.
But they required Weston to sign an extension so that they can try to make that 25 mil, and they couldn't sell him because nobody wanted to meet his salary expectations.
Right. Yep.
So I mean that just kind of sucks. I mean they could have sold him for a third or a half of what what his market value was. If they sold him for 13 mil, 14 mil, there would have been many teams outside of Fiorentina and Aston Villa that would have been willing to drop it.
This is just a note to some of you, and most of you know this, but if you're feuding with the team about your salary, you get shipped to the side. You get sent to the to the penalty box. And that's now happened to him twice. Where they're like, you're going to argue with us, Juventus. You're going to argue with us about your salary? Penalty box, bitch.
But it's more telling that he goes there and then comes back as a starter.
Mm-hmm.
So we had this argument with a Juve fan back and forth. And he's like, well, so long as Juve starts McKinney, we're never going to win a Scudetto.
Oh, God. Because he's the problem.
McKinney is the last person on this team that was called in since we last won a Scudetto. Because I looked it up, and the year before McKinney, they won the Scudetto. And then McKinney came, and all of a sudden, from then on out, they weren't winning. So, in correlation, the reason they're not winning the Scudetto is because McKinney's on the team. Clearly, I must be.
What an idiot!
I'm like, dude, that's a hell of a correlation there, man. I mean, are you sure? Maybe we need to get rid of Locatelli while we're at it. And he's like, well, Locatelli came the year after. I'm like, well, technically speaking, by your own argument, Weston wasn't a guaranteed starter under Pirlo his first year. In fact, he only started 14 games out of the 34 or whatever. It was like split in half. It was like 17 and 17.
Oh, Brett, there was this time that I had sex with 20 girls in a week.
Nice.
And, Jesus, somehow I came down with herpes. No, I didn't really in real life. But let's say that happened.
Hypothetically speaking.
Hypothetically, I came down with herpes. And I just blamed the last girl that I had sex with. Not the 5, 8, 10 ones I had before. I mean, how fucking ridiculous is that?
Hashtag humble brag.
It's not. That never happened. I never had sex with 20 girls in a week.
Yeah, like, that never happened. I never got herpes.
No. My tops is like 3. That's my tops. 3 in a week. Lame. Not impressive. Not impressive.
Were you even trying, Derek? Come on.
It's a long time ago when I was
Derek
much
is
younger.
a regular old P. Diddy.
No, I'm not.
Derek never partook in dropping anything in drinks and filming his festivities.
I never let young boys suck my cock.
No,
ever. Especially Justin Bieber in particular.
That's good to know.
It's not something I would have done. All right. And then we had, let's see, where were we? Brian Reynolds, 90 minutes and a win. Yao still injured. That was against Marlon Fossey's standard Liège 86, who played 86 in that loss. Pepe, we already talked about, 90 minutes, goal, win. Tillman out at halftime, injury, don't know how serious. George Bello, 90 minutes and a tie. And then we get to Mexico, Liga MX on Saturday or Friday. Alex Mendez in the 18 for Juarez. Fernando Arce, 90 minutes for Necaxa in a tie. Joe Corona in the 18 for Tijuana. Sabi at La Havra, 31 minutes and a loss. Joe Enox, I think I already mentioned it.
He's playing in Mexico?
Who?
Joe Enox.
No.
Or coaching in Mexico?
No, we moved on from that.
Oh, okay.
Very short report from Friday. Enox, tie for Regensburg in 2 Bundesliga. He's the coach there. Conrad, 28 whole minutes in
it's
the
a
loss.
step up from his Segunda performance, right?
He's playing for one of the worst teams in Switzerland. Lausanne. They are 10th out of 12 teams. Yep. Sabi, 30 minutes for Le Havre in a loss. Balagun, 90. Goal. Better.
Here's a good friend of the show, Brian Shredder.
He's totally right.
Here's the goal by Flo yesterday. The answer to the question, if Flo is the best striker in Ligue 1, the answer is no.
Scroll down.
Apparently, it opened the door.
No. Scroll back up to the comment maker that he replied to.
Okay.
This guy's a fucking idiot. This guy is a fucking halfwit. This fucking channel is run by morons. Read it, Brett. Read what this says.
All right. Flo is writing his name in gold in the history of AS Monaco by scoring a goal on the club's centenary. Okay. Is Balogun the best striker in the league?
No, he's not. That's not even close. Why are you posting that? Is he the best striker in league? He barely just won his starting role back, you fucking morons. Where have you been? What have you been watching? He's been struggling all fucking season, you fucking nitwits. You fucking half-wit fucking ill. Do they pay attention at all? They're just going to go, he scored a goal. Now he's one of the best players, the best strikers in the league. No, he's not. This is a good goal. It's hopefully going to gain him some momentum going forward. But the best striker in League One? That's not even a fucking serious question, Brett.
So he scored a goal on the club's 100-year anniversary. Is that what I'm seeing here? Is that what centenary means?
Who fucking cares about that?
But just because that happened, that warrants that. Now, don't get me wrong. He's finally coming into form. It seems like, and it looks like it's improving.
We don't know that.
I'm just saying. A couple of weeks of good ball.
That was an easy goal.
Doesn't matter.
You
put it away. He put it away. That's all that really matters, right?
So
the goal is the goal is a goal.
This kind of post makes me want to vomit. It is everything wrong with people posting on X. Is Balogun the best striker in League One? Are you the biggest moron on fucking X would be my next question. No, he's not. He's nowhere even near the best striker in League So fuck off, shut up, and start posting some shit that makes some sense, dumbass. That's what I would say. Did you watch any of your other games Balogun played this season? He's nowhere near the best fucking striker in League Nowhere near. I hate posts like this. I hate stupid fuckers, whoever they hired. Maybe it's the janitor. I don't know. Based on the ability of them to think and process actual thoughts and the post itself, I would think it would be the janitor. No offense to janitors everywhere, but janitors are not generally responsible for knowing about how the teams play. It's just something you tell the janitor to do because he's got extra time while he's mopping up at night. You're like, could you just post something great about Balogun, please? I know you didn't watch the games, but please do it for us.
Whether it's Monaco's or U.S. Soccer's janitors, Derek, you seem to be shitting on them nonstop.
No, I love janitors.
This site's garbage. The social is garbage.
No.
Freaking janitors.
No, the point is the janitors always get fucked. They're already working hard, but some slacker at the organization who's not doing their own research in their job just says, yeah, I don't know what he really did, but can you just post like he's the greatest? Yep. Or like put the question like he's the greatest? Thanks, janitor. And the janitor's like, oh, fuck, I'll do it. It's like 3 a.m. Fine.
I say every job I've worked at, the first group of people I make friends with are either the dock workers or the janitors. Because they're the two people that are going to be able to help you out the most. They're the ones that are willing to help you out when you need help.
I haven't met any of the janitors at my school yet.
You need to work on that, man. They're great people.
They come in after we leave.
BMAR says, "LOL, century is 100 years. Century is 100 years. 100 years, yes. Which is why I was looking at centenary, which is apparently 100-year anniversary, is what that is.
Yes,
I assumed that's what that meant, but I've never seen centenary ever. I don't know if I'm saying centenary. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that properly either.
I've seen centennial.
I've seen centennial. Yes.
Yeah.
I've just never seen it worded like that, but it is a fact of word, and it does mean 100-year anniversary.
And the janitor wrote it. So, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
An actual marketing person would have put centennial.
So he BMR typoed on that first one. He basically saying that word does mean.
And he's still misspelled it. We love you, BMR. All right. What else we got, Brett? Fuck all this. All right.
We're still on Yanks Abroad. Right?
Yeah. All right. Where were we? Sabi, we got.
Get down with Monaco.
In MLS, just some shout outs to Kuti Pietro, who got an assist for DC United. Brent Brownico. The fuck. All right.
Go fuck yourself, is what he said.
All right.
He LOL'd afterwards.
I know. I'm just laughing along. All right. Brant Brownico, your old favorite, an assist for Clit. Caden Clark. I think this is what people are all revved up about because Caden Clark lately has been on fire for Montreal. He really has.
It was funny because I think it was tagged on Twitter. Said something like he's found his form again or something like that.
I don't know but
he never had form in MLS. He had seasons where he had a couple of wonder goals,
right,
and bit minutes. He was never like a standout in the sense like you could expect great things week in, week out from him. It's great that he's hitting the form right now. 100%. I'm not arguing that at all. I hope he turns out to be whatever everybody saw in him. But going back in the past and saying like trying to make it sound like like he was a superstar standout is revision.
No, he never really was. He never really was. New York Red Bulls didn't really give him that chance.
Yeah.
He went to Leipzig, and they're like, nah, get out of here. And then he went to some other team. They're like, nah, get out of here.
Such a weird turn of events there, man.
And then, he's back in MLS, and the first team he's on, they're like, Minnesota. They're like, nah, get out of here. He ends up in Montreal, and he's put on a big pair of big boy pants all of a sudden.
It worked for Mihailovic, Maybe that's how it worked out.
Please do not curse him with Mihailovic. Please don't do that. Let's just hope this is his big boy moment where he's like, I'm a big boy man. He's a man now. Let's not bullshit about this. He's an actual man. He's got hairy nuts. He
doesn't play for San Diego. Don't say that.
I know, but still, he's a grown ass man now. Caden Clark. And look what he's doing. This is a few weeks in a row now for him playing exceptionally. He's scored some goals in this game. He got a goal and assist for Montreal.
I'm just saying, Mihailovic was mismanaged at Chicago. He went to Montreal and he stood out. I'm just saying.
All right.
We might be seeing a duplicate of this.
Wicca. Maybe. I hope not. Bryce Duke, an assist for Montreal in that same game. Brendan Bye, a goal for the Revs. Andreas Pereira, a goal for NYFC. That's a name we haven't heard for a while. Nathan Harrio, a goal for Philadelphia. Brennan Lennon, or what's Lennon's first name?
John?
No.
Brooks
Lennon, an assist for Atlanta. John Dean, after he was done cooking his sausages, got a goal for Chicago. You would know better.
The brother of Jimmy, you mean to say?
Yeah, I meant his brother, yeah. And then Ariella, a goal for Dallas. Dotson, a goal for Minnesota. Achille Watts, an assist for St. Louis. Paul Rothrock, a goal for Seattle. Brian White, a goal again for Vancouver.
It's consistency.
An assist from Sebastian Berhalter again, too. So those two are hooking up on a regular. So those are your MLS guys that performed. And then on Sunday we had Tessman went 67 from Lyon.
It was I obviously didn't get to watch the match because
I didn't either.
I don't have BN Sports, so I can't.
I don't either.
Yeah, but man, from what I saw on Twitter, man, it seems like a lot of people were hating on Tessman's game. And then I go on, I look at FootMob, I look at SofaScore, I look at all these other ratings and stuff like that. And he was up there, like 6.8 and stuff like that type of score line.
The highlights didn't make it look that bad. I thought he played well in highlights, but
I wonder if it's one of those situations where people see a couple of plays and they kind of extrapolate it out.
I mean, you don't keep a guy on for 70 minutes if he's playing like shit. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. But that was against Mark McKenzie's Toulouse, who lost. He went 90, by the way. Timothy Chandler in the 18 didn't play. No shocker. Pellegrino Matarazzo, another loss for Hoffenheim. His job's on the line. If he loses the next one, he's gone. Busio, 90 minutes. We already talked about. Luca De La Torre did not dress. Like, fucking find a way out of there. It can't now. Transfer window's over. But why didn't your agent do you a better job? Like, go back and play for fucking Groningen or whoever. Why are you still there, never to play again? The manager suddenly hates you. This new manager they brought in, who played you a couple times last season, hates your fucking guts. Johnny, 11 minutes and a win. Johnny's not a regular starter, or won't be. I don't think anytime
What a
soon
weird
for
turn of
Betty's.
events, man.
Yep. The coach there obviously has his favorites. Zahir Leslem, 70 minutes in a tie for St. Truden. We always talk about him. Paxton Aronson, we talked about already with the win, the goal. Taylor Booth got like 6+ minutes. Something's not going on right there. Sebastian Soto is somewhere in the hills of Klagenfurt because he's not playing not a minute this season.
The hills are alive with no playing time.
Yeah, the hills are alive with no playing time for Sebastian Soto. He's injured. All right, what's new? What's new with Sebastian Soto? Jonathan Amon.
What's new, pussycat?
What's new, pussycat? Hey. All right, Jonathan Amon, 78 minutes for Ligby in a win. Andreas Jasson, an assist in 78 minutes.
Wasn't he the bad guy in Beauty and the Beast?
Who?
Whoever you
Jasson?
just said. Yeah, Jasson.
Andreas Jasson? I don't know.
Yeah, I think he might have been.
He got an assist, went 78 minutes for Bay. That's not bad. And then Jose Gallegos was in the 18 for Sandor Jiski. Then we move out of Scandinavia and we go to Dominique Downs, which I watch portions of those games. Good goals, great goals. 63 minutes, 2 goals, and a tie for Kern. EPB can't find any health or playing time in Greece. Yeah, that's pretty much not going to happen, folks. EPB went to Greece. He might as well be in fucking goddamn Antarctica. EPB. Frankie Amaya in the 18 we're back to Liga MX's on Saturday. Frankie Amaya in the 18 for Toluca, didn't play. Brandon Vasquez, 65 for Monterrey in a tie. David Rodriguez in the 18 for San Luis, didn't play. All right, back to Europe. Jalen Hawkins, 90 and a goal for Emmen. Jalen Hawkins, former, I think, Greater Firth kid. Adam Saldana in the 18 in Norway for KFM in the 18. Go ahead.
Real quick. Untouchables has said this a couple times. You keep saying Dominic Downs.
What's his name?
Damien.
I keep calling him Dominic.
That's what Untouchables. I just assume you're saying it right.
No, I got it wrong.
Yeah, it's I almost said Dominic too there. Dang it. It's Damien.
It is Damien. My bad. I only put down the name Downs. D Downs is what I got.
Laverdot says, think Devil Child.
Damien, yeah. And then, hey, that own goal guy, Michael Lansing, who scored that long-term goal, for Christensen. He scored his own goal against himself in a loss there up in the Scandinavians. Christian Kappas, 4 minutes plus for Viking in a win.
Again, I know we mention this all the time, but man, just too on the nose. You call yourself Viking.
Vikings, a great name for a team, but they're not very good, even though they won this game. Christian Kappas, however, think about it. You're playing for Viking in Scandinavia, and you're a bench player who gets 4 minutes a game. Yeah. What's that say?
Not a lot.
Not going to play for us anytime soon. Calvin Sullivan, a goal and a win in 90 minutes for the small penis team at
Dude, did you see the drama behind that too?
Yeah.
He scored his goal. He ran to celebrate, and he jumped over a defender on the ground. And people are like, "Oh, I can't believe it!" And I'm just like, "Who fucking cares?"
It was like the set piece, remember? With his own teammate.
He's got a little cockiness in his attitude. That's fine. We're missing that on the national team. We got too many nice guys.
Yeah, totally fine. He wants to be a little cocky. He's totally backing it up, at least with the hairless ball outfit that they're playing with here in the minor team squads.
I remember in high school, I got a yellow card for jumping over a guy who was sliding me. I chipped the ball over him. I jumped over him, and as I jumped over him, I laughed at him. And the ref gave me a yellow card for taunting. I'm like, at the time, I was like, I didn't know that was a thing. First off, because I'm not a bitch.
The only time I ever got a yellow card was a guy tackled me really hard once, really bad too, by the way. And as we were both getting up off the pitch, I called him a twat. I think I called him a fucking twat. You're a fucking twat. And I criticized his tackle.
Dude.
And I got a yellow card for calling me a twat. He said, "You're not allowed to say twat." Yellow card. I could say fucking. I could say fucking. I wasn't allowed to say twat. Twat was send it over the line for the ref.
It's fun. It's funny because my only red card of my career. Because I was always that asshole striker who would come up and clip you at your ankles, just so that it's like a little tap just to piss you off, so that you retaliate and you get the call on you. I would always do that type of shit. But there's one time I was freshman year, I was playing club, and there was a crunching tackle from behind. And my player got up, and they were about to get into a fight because this kid has fucking attitude anyways. And I got in the middle of it, and I pushed him away. My player walked that way, and the other guy started coming back towards him. And I pushed him again. I said, "Back the fuck up."
Because you're bigger than him.
And the ref came over and goes, "We don't need that type of language here," and gave me a red card. I'm like, what the fuck? I broke up a fight, you dick.
You were like the biggest player on the field, practically.
I'm like, whatever.
Weren't you? At 6'2", whatever, 6'3"?
Freshman year, I wasn't 6'2", no.
Yeah, all right.
I
Still,
was about 5'7", 5'8" ish.
No way.
For freshman year, yeah.
Yeah, for freshman, you've been a shrinky dinker. Yeah. Because I didn't get to 5'11" until my junior year. Yep.
Yeah.
Shrinky dinker. All right. Well, that is the.
It made it sound like you were talking about my dick there for a second there, Derek.
No.
Dicker. I'm like, what the fuck?
No. But the thing about
start growers, not showers, Derek. Come on.
I might have been small my freshman, not my dick.
Thank you for correcting that.
I mean, I probably was small because everything grows, right? From 15 to 17. I might have been much smaller. Oh, I definitely was. But, I remember thinking, I might be 15 years old, but I'm on the wrestling team. Nobody's going to fuck with me. And you know what? For the most part, the smart thing about everybody was they all knew who the wrestling team people were. Nobody fucked with anybody on the wrestling team. They're like, yeah, those guys could slam us down and kick our ass. I don't care how small they are. You don't fuck with anybody on the wrestling team. Period. End of story. And it was kind of the story until it wasn't. Until one of them did fuck with you, and you took out like the 6'2", 6'6" basketball player on the team who wouldn't give you your change, and then got in your face, was going to kick your ass, and you grabbed his.
Are you describing Fumar right now?
Graduated high school at 6'4", 185. Left college at 6'6". I mean, listen, I could tell you a story specifically of a guy named Sean on the Fort Knox basketball team who was 6'4", And I was in my sophomore year. He was a senior. I think I was like 5'10" at the time. And I was shooting baskets. And if you make the baskets, you get change, right? And he wouldn't give me my change. And I'm like, dude, you got to give me my change. I made the basket. He's like, fuck you. And I'm like, man, fuck you too. He's like, are you going to tell me to fuck you? I'm going to come here and fuck you up. And then he got in my face and he threw the
basket. To fuck you? That's a weird way of returning that.
And he threw the ball at my head, bounced off my head. And then he came at me with his fists. And I'm like, fuck, what the fuck? So I just ducked down like a good wrestler does. I grabbed the mid of his body and his legs. I fucking took his ass down. I fucking put him into a spaghetti move that he couldn't get out of. And motherfucker was just sitting there all tangled up. Couldn't do shit. And all his friends were around laughing at his ass. You're letting that little white boy take, oh my God, they were just laughing at him. Everybody in the whole fucking class was laughing at him. And then the coach finally said, all right, Derek, let him up. So I let him up. Okay, he disappeared for a while. Then he came out of the equipment room with softballs and fucking hardballs, baseballs, and he chased me all around the gym, throwing them at me. He never hit me with them, but he chased me, and the coaches were running behind him trying to tackle him. They're like, stop it. Stop. No, don't throw balls at this kid. And by the way, the next day, it went all over the school that I fucking took this guy out because he was huge. And nobody ever fucked with me for a second again because they were like, you took that fucking big ass dude out? Like, no one fucked with me.
It's like on the Twitter fight channels out there, and they have like they're like, is this considered cheating? And it's always like a street fight, and they're about to fight and everything like that, and the guy swings, and the guy immediately ducks down, picks him up, and slams him down.
I slammed his ass down.
And they're like, is that cheating? I'm like, no, it's a fucking street fight.
It's a street fight, dude.
Fuck off. I'm going to do whatever. I'm going to punch you in the nuts if I have to.
Yeah, I slammed him down. His head hit the fucking tarmac or whatever the fuck, the court surface, and I was on top of his body, and I had him in a fucking headlock, and he was done. He was fucking done. I was choking him out. The fucking coaches made me stop it. They were like, Derek, okay. They were laughing too, by the way. They were laughing as well. All his friends were laughing at him.
The 50s were a different time, Derek.
All his basketball friends were laughing at him. And then the next day, I was walking through the hallways. People were like, oh, yeah, that's the dude. That's the dude. That's the dude who fucked up Sean. Like, I heard the whispers as I walked through the hallway. And I was always wondering, is Sean going to take this to the next level? By the way, Sean never fucked with me. We became friends. And, for the rest of the year, we were good friends. We got along. He never got in my face again or, like, whatever. He didn't know I was on the wrestling team, by the way. So, there you go.
Kaiju Sports says that's how Derek ended up with 20 girls in 1 week. Labrador says, I can see Derek with 20 women in a man thing, in a blow-up pool filled with lube.
No, that never happened. Nope, never did more than 3, my friend.
John says, "Stop! You guys are intimidating me."
I'm just telling you what happened in history in my life, John. These are stories of my life. My stories of my life can't intimidate you because I'm not that person now. I would absolutely have no idea what to do in a fight right now because I'm old, decrepit. My hands are fucking filled with fucking arthritis. I could probably punch somebody, but my fucking knuckles would just explode into a million pieces.
According to Roadhouse, if you kick somebody in the knee, doesn't matter how big they are, they'll still fall down. So
I didn't. I just grabbed him by the right under the waist and took his ass down like a wrestler does.
Frank wants to know if you ever got your change.
No. Later I did. Like, he forgave me.
Forgave you?
Why he has to forgive me. He needs to.
I know I started it, but I accept your apology.
But, yeah, he never fucked with me again. And I also used to call, like, later on, I used to call the games for the recorded versions that were put on local TV of Fort Knox basketball. And so we got along because he's a great basketball player. He's just not a great wrestler.
Yeah.
And I could have punched him in the face, and I never did, by the way. Like, I had him down to a point where I could have punched him.
Probably why he accepted your apology, because you didn't mess up with the moneymaker. You know?
Well, he still chased me around the gym for 5 minutes, throwing softballs and hardballs at me. So
I'm sorry. Softball is still hard. I mean,
those would hurt, but
he still hurt.
Yeah, but they did. None of them connected.
But in order to throw them at you, Derek, he had to throw them underhanded, though. So that was kind of lame.
I don't think he's really good at baseball. And I do love the fact that in my mind, remembering the scene in my mind, I'm running and I'm looking back over my shoulder and he's throwing balls at me. And behind him are 3 coaches, gym coaches chasing him, like these 50-year-old, 40-year-old guys.
Couldn't keep up with them because they're laughing their asses off.
Oh, they're like smoking and chasing him at the same time. Back then, yeah, not a big.
We need to get a theme song for the Derek's debauchery tales.
Oh, there's so many more. There's so many more debauchery tales. We've just tipped the iceberg here so far. Honestly,
I steal the song from West Side Story. No, that's how old Derek is.
Something like that. Yeah. All right. Well, this is fun.
Thanks for 1-on-9, Lovert. I appreciate it.
I'll tell the story next time where I almost got my ass beat right before tennis practice. We'll get into that. Just remind me of it.
A lot of fun stuff there. So we're gonna go and start jumping into the Pochettino topic here.
Oh shit!
Want to pull up this article that you passed my way.
All right, I forgot about all that. I gotta pee, so I'm gonna let you start it.
I'll start it up. Go ahead.
You start the goalkeepers because that shit's.
Well, I'm gonna start with this article, Derek. I've got the article pulled up.
Okay. All right.
Go.
I'm gonna go pee.
Go.
All right. Vamos.
All right. So there's an SBI article out here that talks about who else deserves a closer look at U.S. men's national team under Pochettino. Well, we already know Ledesma and Koleosha's in there because they're in the freaking title. What exactly has Ledesma done to warrant a look? I mean, Scally's doing his job in the Bundesliga. Now, mind you can make the argument he doesn't really get up in the attack, although he does seem to do so with Gladbach from time to time. But also looking at a player like Fossey, who's an actual out-and-out back. So, I don't know. Ledesma, when he's played, he's had a couple of moments here and there for PSV, but he is such a pass back merchant in their offensive third. It just seems like he doesn't want to make a mistake. He's been gone for too long, and he doesn't want to make a mistake. Maybe he'll prove me otherwise, but we'll see. I haven't really seen much from him at PSV, so he's had a couple of decent chances. I know he had that one long ball, almost banger, but I don't know. I haven't seen anything worthwhile for him to get a call up.
My balls itch. Sorry.
Hey, Koleosho. One, there's no guarantee that he's gonna accept the call.
Oh, this is that article.
Yes, I told you that.
Is this Henry?
So did you have anything to add to Ledesma?
Yeah, Ledesma's got very small chance of ever making the team.
He hasn't done anything to warrant it.
No, he hasn't. I don't know why he's on here, and I really hope,
because he's starting for PSV, Derek.
I just don't want Henry to take personal offense to this because I really like him.
Yeah.
I just think this is just like one of the worst articles he's ever written. And I hope Larry Henry doesn't take this personally, but it's not good. This list is not good. Luka Koleosho, as BMR says, can't even play us without a one-time switch. And there is no clue. There is no clue not only that he would want to make the switch. The other clue is, like, you don't think Pochettino already knows about these guys? Of course he does at this point. And why would he not be any more aware than anybody else is that this is a low? You're going to go after him. You're going to call him. You're going to make the phone call. But the chances that's up to Luka. Totally. If he wants to make the one-time switch. So call him, but like it's already a player. Everybody already is acknowledged needs to be watched. And then with Ledesma, it's like, okay, like what's he done to earn a spot yet? Play a fucking handful of games for fucking PSV at right back and do like the bare minimum, okay?
And the spot that they're hurting for depth, so they pulled a midfielder to put him at right back.
A left back, a right back.
Come on.
Excuse me, yeah.
Come on. I mean, with Koleosho, you could, in theory, say, "Hey, come out to the training camp with us, meet the guys, run around with us. You won't play, obviously, because you'd have to file that one-time switch before you play. But at least you can, see what we're about and make an educated decision at that point."
And by the way, Mauricio Pochettino will piss on your leg and then suck your dick personally.
Oh.
I still don't think that would draw him into play. Mark McKenzie, like, okay, yeah, but that's a given. Of course he's got to be thought of.
Well, he's been a viable 5 or 6 deep for Greg. He's always been in the option.
If he's playing well for Toulouse, of course he's going to get some sort of notice. The whole first one, though, Ledesma, no. And the second one, not really, unless Luca's interested. And I guess, again, I don't know what you could do to convince him to be interested, except that you're Pochettino. And you're like, I really love you. I want you
to
play.
Come and take a look at us.
Come on, play out with the team.
I promise we will not go to the zoo. I will not refer to you as African dog.
We not go to zoo. We go to my bedroom.
I kind of went Russian with mine.
we go to my bedroom. We make love all night.
Soviet Russia, zoo comes to you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Only if you're into that. But if you're not, I could find women for you. Like, I don't know what you do to get Luca Koleosho to make a choice. You could say, hey, listen, I'm fucking, Pochettino. I'm a badass.
You are? Congratulations, Derek.
No, I mean, he could say that. I'm Pochettino. You know I'm a badass. I know I'm a badass. Come play for our team. You know, Koleosho, that you got very tiny chance of ever being a real regular starter for the Italian national team, but you got big chances here. Like, he could make that argument, but it's still going to be on Koleosho to decide in the end. But to pretend we haven't already made that argument is ridiculous. We've already made that argument to Koleosho.
Yeah.
And Mark McKenzie, of course, that shit's already there.
So Micah says, damn, Derek's got game. Already got Poch in bed.
I'm just saying, I don't know what else we can do to convince Koleosho to come play for us. We've already told him we want him multiple times. And he said, nah, I'd rather go play for the U21 Italian team.
Well, I mean, and the big factor could be, just like how Flo said that he never took a phone call when Greg was coach. Maybe Greg was the deciding factor, and he's like, nah, I'd rather just, languish in the youth squads in Italy for now. And now
maybe
Coach comes in, he's like, maybe I'll give it a look.
I agree with Fumar. I don't think Italy even rates him that high. Or else he'd be playing for more than the U21s.
And it'd be funny because he literally would jump into our squad. Weah's out injured. Who's playing on the wing?
Yep.
Besides Pulisic, and then Haji, and then Aronson and Sarge, etc.
So at some point that's gonna make sense to Koleosho, and he'll go, what are my real chances of playing for Italy? And
whoa. If you're gonna use his voice, at least talk like him,
Oh, what are my real chances of playing for Italy? Oh, they're not very good. I think I'll go. I think I'll go eat some spaghetti in America. They got good spaghetti there too.
But they break their pasta though. That's the problem.
Well, some of them do, not all of them. All right, for 250 you hear right now, make sure you like, subscribe, share it with grandmother. If you haven't porked your stepsister yet, no big deal. Plenty of time to come.
Final comment on Mark. He was already getting a call from Greg. I'm not sure what this means.
Yeah.
He needs to get more looks somehow. Well, he's going to because we have all these injuries at center back. So,
yeah.
And we got MLS playoffs right around the corner. So, I mean, it's possible. Not possible. It's 100% likely.
Probable Mark McKenzie's going to be there.
I think 100% going to be there.
I mean, the hooks this thing. No, he's not getting called up. He's still playing for fucking a team in the middle of nowhere. I mean, not nowhere, but as far as European standards relate, Hajduk Split is nothing like that special. And they haven't been able to, they've been willing to sell him. Nobody's bought him. Like, okay, fine.
I don't know how willing they were unless they're really asking for a jacked up price.
They were willing for it. They were asking a jacked up price.
Okay, that's fair.
So nobody's willing to pay the jacked up price. And so why are you calling him up? I mean, he didn't even make the Olympic team. And that might be because they rejected his call up. I don't know. But I can say this. We don't know a whole lot about how Roxas Puksas plays against top quality teams because he doesn't play against top quality teams. He plays against good teams in Croatia. So, but certainly a player to keep your eye on for sure. I'm not giving up on that player. Diego Luna.
I'm not giving up. He's like, what, 19?
I'm not giving up on any of these guys. Diego Luna. We've already talked about this so extensively. Yeah. I don't know how much more we can go into it. Duncan McGuire.
What?
All I can say is Duncan McGuire if you can become Brian McBride, then you can do something. You're limited. You have limited skills. So did Brian McBride. If you can become McBride, then you can do something. Otherwise, you weren't even a contributor this weekend for Orlando. You came in off the bench.
I mean, I feel like this is just a throwaway pick. I feel like I got to put somebody else in. Let's see. This guy made the Olympic squad. He's been called up to the national team. So, Duncan McGuire.
I hate being this hard on Larry Henry because I love me some Larry Henry, but this is not the best article we ever wrote. Hey, we've all wrote a stinker, and this is one of them. Larry, this is a stinker article. I hope you don't take this personally.
There are any number of players I'd rather see over Duncan at this point. I would rather see Guti get his first call up before Duncan McGuire ever makes the squad again.
Yeah. I'd take
I mean, he is not only is he below our top 3 options, but he's below Keith Cowell and Vasquez.
I'd take Vasquez.
He's below Ferreira.
I'd take Pifak. Vasquez.
And Pifak, yes. I mean, McGuire is like 8th or 9th on the list, and that's not even including Brian White, who's had, scoring season after scoring season for Vancouver.
Yeah.
What are we talking about with Duncan McGuire? What is this? Because he's still young? Come on.
I need to write Larry.
Come on. He's got to show something. Duncan's got to show something else besides what we've seen, because at the international level, it's not there.
This article's not on Duncan McGuire. This article's on Larry Henry Jr. I'm sorry, Larry. What happened? What happened? You do much better work than this. This was not good. So,
Chris Richards is out this week, and he's going to be gone for another couple weeks due to hamstring injury, which means he probably is not going to be included in this upcoming window.
Mm-hmm.
So Grant wants to know who's covering for him. I mean, is Ream, CCV, and McKenzie are going to get called, but CCV's injured too.
I imagine Ream will be called in.
He's got and then this is the tricky part, isn't it? Because we got the final week or two of MLS leading into the playoffs. Now I know Klit's already made it. Since he's obviously already made it. So, I mean, we could be looking at like a Robinson and Ream. Oh, I mean, I doubt it, but we could always see Miazgate brought back in at that point. I don't think so. LA's already qualified, so we could see Neal. These are MLSers that we could see, but then again, I would imagine that there's some MLS teams like I don't want them to go to the international window this close to playoffs.
By the way, for the Brooks commenters, Brooks is not healthy.
He's not. He's injured, yeah.
Brooks is not going to be considered. He's not healthy for his club, won't be healthy for national team, not going to be an option. Yeah.
Dietz could be an option. Could be a backup option there.
Maybe, but I kind of doubt it. I think it's going to be Trusty, Kenzie, CCD.
And we're going to get into this in just a second too. But yes, I agree with those. Well, not so Ream, Trusty, McKenzie, and then at that point you're looking at, like I said, like most likely Robinson.
Yep,
that'd be the 4. I don't know if he's going to go 5 center backs or not, but why would you when you have the likes of, say, you could throw a Tanner Tessman or a Maloney back in there if you need to.
You could, but I think Maloney will just make it as a midfielder, period.
I agree. I'm just saying, in a crunch, call on 4 center backs they want to take a look at. Say if there's an issue with injuries and stuff like that, you have players you can fall back on.
Yep. All right, let's pick this team.
One second. Okay. Let's go over what 11 says here, because he only goes to D mid. He doesn't go to center back or anything like that. So,
I mean, this is fairly.
I mean, a lot of this is going to be similar. Let's actually not do this, because I mean, a lot of it's going to be what we're going to talk about anyways.
Yeah, let's just do ours.
And then do we want to do a
team builder?
An idea of starting 11? Yeah. What the fuck? How'd that work out? Formation builder. Okay. All right. So we'll go over our. Is it 23 or is it going to be 26?
23.
Oh, why?
Yeah.
You went back that
so far. I haven't heard 26 come up yet.
I thought 26 was kind of going to be the norm moving forward.
Anybody know if it's going to be 26? I've only heard 23 so far. If you do know, chat it.
So goalkeeper.
I think Turner will still get called up.
I 100% think Turner's going to get called. Yes. So here I'm going to go on a limb on one player here, because again, considering playoffs and stuff like that in MLS, Chicago's already eliminated. I could see Brady getting an opportunity to look a sniff at.
Maybe you need to pull that up. By the way,
a what
chart?
What chart?
The players.
What player chart are you talking about?
The one you have in the bottom right hand of are the things that need to go.
The formation builder, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're not talking about 11 yet. We're talking about the 23.
Yeah, no. Let's just build the 11 and build the 23 on the sideline like usual.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm assuming you're going to go with Turner starting, most likely. New coach. I imagine that's what's going to happen.
You know what I'm going with? Schulte.
You think Schulte's going to get called in just before playoffs? That's the tricky part of the time of year.
Yeah, you're right. It's right before playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay, Turner.
I don't know. That's why I'm thinking this is going to be the way.
Probably Turner.
Okay, so players, subs. Who are your backups on the goalkeepers?
I mean, if Schulte can't even be there, then it's going to be Horvath.
I think Horvath probably will be included.
And then Slonina.
Gaga would be the one that I would pick before Brady. My take on that.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I think the only reason why I brought up Brady as an option is because, again, Chicago's out. You know, I could see him getting a sniff, but
I doubt it. Brady hasn't gotten any sniffs so far. So, all right, right back. No deaths, so that's Galley. And left back is Jedi.
1 second. I'm assuming Fosse's going to be your backup on the right back, right?
Yeah, but then we're assuming they're going to be 4 as a backup to.
I'm going to leave that as is because we have 23 players. If we had 26, then I can contemplate another one, but until we find out otherwise. Jedi. I'm assuming you're going to go with Lund.
Yeah.
I mean, who's the option? Wiley?
If there is 4, like you could go with 3. You could go with 3. I would take Lund off. You could go with 3. And just say
Scally could go over.
Play left, yeah, if necessary.
I mean, if we're gonna scrape, I mean, let's go and go. Let's leave off the left back.
Yeah, and go forward and
we'll
see
come back.
What we have left. Yeah.
Okay, so center back.
Oh, jeez, this is getting really difficult now. Poch. We're thinking Poch. We're thinking, is Poch still going to go with Ream? Really? Is he? Maybe. Could. He could. He's going to say, I don't want to go radical here. I want to see the base of what we got.
Even if he's not a starter, he could be in the roster anyways, regardless.
I'm not denying that, but who's starting? Yeah. I think Richards is starting if he's healthy.
Yeah, but he's not.
But he's not. Is he not healthy enough to be here for October? I haven't heard that he's that bad off.
They said a couple weeks for his hamstring. So I'm just saying that puts it right up against that window, and it's questionable at best. I could see Poch going, we'll bring him in next time, but right now he needs to get healthy.
Then I see Trusty and McKenzie starting.
You think it's Trusty McKenzie?
Yep. I think Trusty plays left center back, by the way.
You think Trusty plays left?
Yep.
I mean, Mark's played left center back most of his career.
True, but Trusty's been playing left center back for a season and a half for Sheffield United. So.
All right, whatever. It
doesn't really matter. They can flip-flop those.
If they flip-flop, it doesn't matter.
I'm not going to lose any sleep if they do.
All right, we got backups now. So we're going to go Ream.
Ream. One more.
Here says CCV. CCV is currently injured, correct, Derek?
Yes.
So, yeah, that's why Trusty started. We talked about that.
Yep. He started for CCV this weekend.
I mean, I'm assuming.
No, say Miles Robinson.
I'm assuming it's going to be Miles.
No, I don't.
Who do you think is going to take his place, though? Kaiju says Neil. I didn't mention Neil's an option.
I would take Neil, frankly.
I mean, I know you would. I'm saying, what do you think Poch is going to do on his first window?
I think he'll take one young guy. I'm going to say Neil.
Okay. Yeah, Kaiju also brings up Dietz as well.
I think Dietz, if he had a better start of the season, would be, and a better.
I'm fine with adding Neil. I would hope that it's Neil over Miles. I'm personally thinking. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put Miles in here like that.
Okay.
Because I'm thinking he's not gonna rock the boat too much, and we're already gonna look at some injured players that need to come in, like Trusty and McKenzie. Not McKenzie being untested by any means, but there's a large gap where he was not included.
It wouldn't shock me if Ream started. It really wouldn't.
I agree. What do you want to do? What do you want to put on there?
We'll leave it the way it is, but it wouldn't shock me if Ream started. I just want to make that point.
Dale goes, dang, this depth chart is depressing. What's even more depressing is that we'd be looking at CCV as being the other option. Man, he has been shit in the bed with U.S. men's national team recently.
Yep.
So Richards hasn't been that great either for us. I mean, he's had moments. Our center back depth is in shambles right now. Absolute shambles.
And Richards is injured. Why he's not on this lineup.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Yeah, boy.
Weston.
Weston for sure.
And I'm going to go like this.
I'd love that to be true. Adams injured. Don't think he's going to be called up.
Cardoso hasn't been great with the U.S. recently. Plus, he hasn't been starting for his club.
But based on the way
Could be Musa
that he plays, I'm going to think it's going to be either Cardoso or Musa. I'm going to say Musa.
All right, so let's see here.
Maloney.
Cardoso. Maloney.
Yep.
All right. Obviously, got to be Pillman, right?
I think Reyna doesn't look healthy.
No, the initial report was saying that Reyna won't be getting back until just before the international window. I can't imagine, just like Richards, that you would take the chance.
Right.
I mean, he'll get his opportunity as long as he remains healthy, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Big question is who's going to fall in line behind Tillman.
This is crazy. Busio.
Oh yeah, I almost left Busio off here. Yeah. At the 10 though, at the attacking mid.
I don't know who else.
I'm saying this, and then I will go back here and add Busio.
I don't think there's any chance Luna's making this team.
I'm going just for like attacking mid. I mean, we could always end up throwing Pulisic in the 10.
No,
so, I mean it's always possible that ends up what happening.
I think. I'm thinking about this more Poch wise in the team. I think.
What about Brendan?
Yes. Agreed. And I'm thinking also about the Weston Cardoso Busio thing in the middle.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think Busio will be replaced by Tessman. Tessman's starting for Lyon, yes.
And I mean Busio's starting for Venezia though.
Venezia, if you're measuring penis sizes, is a major smaller team, loser team than Lyon.
I don't know, man. I mean, yes, I mean, hold on, let me get this off here. I mean, they looked good against Roma. It's a shame that Roma ended up coming out ahead in the end.
It's fine. I know we hit the bar.
Yeah, but that also resulted in the goal in the end.
That's just don't disagree. Just saying in the end, if you're Pochettino, you're like, oh, this guy plays for Lyon, though, and he's a starter for Lyon. One of the biggest teams in France. No, I'm going with that guy. Not for the guys that are probably going to get relegated.
I think he only really started one match so far.
Yes. But look at Tessman's record at Venezia. Who was the star?
No, I agree. I don't disagree with that, Derek. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying.
Tessman or Busio? Tessman was the star. Not Busio last season.
No. I'm not disagreeing with you at all on that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying Busio started every match so far this season in Syria, and Tessman just got into the starting lineup for one match so far. I don't know who he's calling in. It's possible maybe he doesn't get called in all.
More natural pivot player than Busio is. Busio's been playing out wide at the beginning of the season, playing in more attacking positions this season.
He's been playing more of the left. It looked like a double pivot this past game, and he's been playing on the left-hand side.
Looks like a 4-3-3 for the most part to me. Playing out left, not in the double pivot. So Tessman, that's a more natural pick. Listen, we could be wrong about this, people. Totally wrong. We're just trying to guess what Poch is going to do. We could be totally wrong about what Poch is going to do. I'm trying to mind meld with Poch here.
It's kind of what I put in the comment section of it. Is like, we're going to attempt mind meld here. but we don't know how to. This is our first window. It's almost impossible to mind meld. He could go completely off the wall, and we could see 5 MLS players on there that we weren't anticipating.
No,
I'm going for the extreme here, Derek. I'm not saying that's going to happen.
Okay, I think you went so extreme that the elephant fucked the hippo, but okay. You know what I mean?
What would be the breed? What would be the breed of that animal's baby?
It would be a hippofant. Hippofant.
I like hippofant. That's good.
Okay.
Hippofant.
All right, and then
Pulley. Now we moved Dark Brendan into the midfield here. He could be very much an outside option. Quick question though, because we're short on the wings because Weah's out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, would we put Pulley out right and Haji out left?
Mm-hmm.
Do we bring in somebody like a Cade Cowell?
Mm-mm. No.
All right, let's go like this.
Haji Pulley.
And let's go Flo up top. So back up to Haji. I mean, I'm going to go back up to Pulisic and say, let's throw Sarge out there for the time being. So I'm going to assume Pepe is going to be the backup.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23. That's 23 right there. And that could be it because Dark Brennan could be utilized as a wing option.
Yes, he could.
And Weston get pushed up to the 10 if need be.
Maybe.
Or Pulisic get pushed over, etc.
Lovered says Haji's been awful this year. I don't think he's been awful.
He's lost his consistency as starter, at least.
He definitely has, and he said some good moments.
Alternative Laverdad. Who are you replacing him with? I mean, like I said, Cal is the one that's coming to mind right now.
Well, you've got
argument.
You've got Paredes who's injured as well.
What about Yao?
Yao's been injured. He's injured now.
Hmm.
Booth is injured. Paxton Aronson
apparently Frank is saying Cal's injured too.
Yeah. Powell's not injured. Paxton Aronson's not injured.
No, Frank is saying that Cal is injured.
No, Paxton Aronson's not injured.
Oh, I thought you said Cal isn't. Okay.
Yep.
David D says Booth just came back from sitting the bench.
Yeah, I just played like 6 minutes. He's been on the bench 2 games in a row.
I think Paxton's probably the most likely candidate here.
I think so, based on what he's doing. I mean, are we missing someone, people? Luna's not making this team.
Paredes is injured.
Paredes is injured. Are we missing anybody? Let us know. Sabi, no. He's not a starter for La Havre this season.
Luna could make an argument. We could make an argument for Luna.
And Sabi, by the way, hasn't played very well when he has come in.
Predominantly, Luna has been playing on the left for Real Salt Lake.
I don't think it's happening. Don't think it's happening.
I don't know. Could be. We'll see.
It's not. That's like saying Conrad's going to make the team. No.
Well, no, that's not like that. You can be wrong, and you can be a ridiculously wrong.
Luna,
I mean, they're both wrong in the end, but I don't know.
Listen, Luna's had some great moments this season for Real Salt Lake. He's had some really bad games too. So,
I'm just saying we're looking at a wing depth option or lack of wing depth as being an issue.
Are we missing a player? Who are we missing? How many players are we missing here? Do we need one more player?
No, we have 23.
Okay, I think we're fine then.
So I'm saying that Dark Brennan could fill in out wide
At wing. Yes.
We would have nobody to play the 10 in the end, though, outside of Tillman. That's why I said maybe Weston would have to push up in the end.
That's fine. Live with it. Because Booth ain't playing, people.
It's not Booth.
Booth is not playing. Can't put him in this team. He's not playing.
Frank says, Jordan Morris. Oh, you know who we didn't add to this at all? We didn't talk about Aiden Morris. Does Aiden take over, say, for Tessman?
No.
Cardoso?
No. Unless they get injured until the time coming up. No. I don't think so. The only thing I could see was him taking over Maloney. Because while in his double pivots, Poch likes to play. He doesn't like to play super defensively, and that's all Maloney is. Like, Maloney could be better off lining up as a center back for us.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21. Wait, 20, 21, 22. Oh, yeah, we are short one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Good catch, Mateo. That was 22. We do have one more spot.
So it ain't going to be. Okay, bring the post up you just had up by Fumar.
Julian Green and Dwayne Holmes.
No, and no.
Frank does say Busio at the 10, Brennan out wing. Possible. Didn't Busio play the 10 for us in the Olympics?
So
Mihailovic did, technically, I guess.
In this scenario, you could bring in Busio and have him as a backup to Tillman, just in case. I don't think you need another defensive midfielder, because if you bring in Aiden Morris, you might as well send Maloney home. You might as well send Maloney home. But I think, Busio can play that spot in a pinch. I don't want to see it.
I guess the ad would be Busio there, because we didn't have Busio in the lineup regardless.
Right.
Here says Paxton at the 10 backup.
I wouldn't be against it, but I don't think it's going to happen because he plays at Utrecht, a very lowly team in the Dutch division. But we don't really know Poch's tendencies right now. We're going to find them out. We're going to get some evidence of what Poch thinks soon. But until then, I don't know.
Let's say Aiden's play deserves a call. I thought his play with the U.S. men's national team last window was solid, and definitely turned my eye, because previously to that I was not really impressed. But I think Maloney starting week in, week out warrants a call too. And maybe that just means that we push Maloney back to a center back option, and we get rid of, say, Neil in that situation. I don't know if he'll do that.
That's not realistic, but yeah.
I don't know if Poch knows that Maloney spent the bulk of his entire soccer playing career as a center back.
I'd be totally for that. I don't know if Pochettino would do it. I think if you're looking for someone who can pass the ball forward, Aiden Morris is way better than Maloney. But if you're looking for an absolute defensive killer, absolutely there's nobody that compare to Adams than Maloney. I just think in Pochettino's setup, you're going to have less Maloney's. You're just gonna. He doesn't do Maloney's in the double pivot.
There's no reason to even that there necessarily is going to be the formation that we play anyways. We're just going based off of what we've been playing.
So if you told me Morris is going to be called up before Maloney, I totally believe it.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with you on that either. I'm just saying.
Put Morris in parentheses next to Maloney and player number 8.
Hang on one second. I just wanted to check out Maloney's situation because
he's fine.
Labradot said that he's not even a consistent starter.
No, he didn't come in as I reported until the last extra minutes.
But he started 3 out of 5 games. Actually, no, he started 4 out of 4 games. The one that he didn't play, he only played 41 minutes. He actually left injured. So he started every single game besides this last one.
The point being, Brett, that I pointed out in the Yanks Abroad was they changed formation.
But that's not the point I was making. That's the point that
I'm not disagreeing with neither of your points. What I'm saying is the team itself changed formations. My point was if they continue to play a 4-2-3-1, Maloney's not going to start for Heidenheim. If they go back to a 4-3-3, he will start, which is actually a 4-1-4-1, a glorified 4-3-3, but it's actually a 4-1-4-1 where he plays in front of the center backs. Okay?
Yes. Yes, you made that point during the Yanks Abroad, and I agreed with that. But
now,
Labradot had mentioned that he's not a consistent starter, and I had to double check that. And
you're right. He has been, when healthy, he has been a consistent starter. This is the first game, let's be really clear, that Heidenheim has played a different fucking formation. Okay? First game that he's not been that guy in front of the back four. He didn't start. So if the manager continues to fondle with the 4-2-3-1, we might see a lot less of Maloney. I mean, listen, we're talking about the future. We don't know what's going to really happen. But in a 4-2-3-1, Maloney doesn't have much of a spot. But what I pointed out was against teams they're supposed to get their ass kicked by, they're probably going to go to the more defensive 4-1-4-1 or 4-3-3 if you want to call it that. And in the teams they're supposed to be in the lower half of the table, they might play more of a 4-2-3-1. So we'll see. It is what it is. Those are our picks. I mean, it's the best we can do right now. We'll revisit it once we know the real picks on Thursday. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. For the 265 of you that are here now, make sure you like, subscribe, share it with your grandma. I'm losing my voice.
Yeah.
Holy
As you
shit.
said that, it goes, Derek's voice is gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's been almost 2 hours and 45 minutes, so it makes sense.
Yeah, my voice is gone. We do love you. Thank you for showing up tonight. We will be back on Thursday. I will be on MLS Moves this week as well, if you want to check that out. And we do appreciate it. We love you. Make sure you say hello to your stepsister for us. And we will be back soon. Until then, enjoy the midweek. We'll be back. Mwah.
That hurt.
And to me, it's nauseating. It's absolutely nauseating because
multiple mental health clinicians said that Derek had limited intellectual ability and was not capable of consent.